ballers? Welcome to If These Balls Could Talk with our special Halloween episode. This is Mark along with John and our producer Pete, and we're getting ready to discuss the latest in sports tech and pop culture. If you like what you hear or see, please like us or hit that subscribe button, or as we like to say, tickle that little bell. We have to do the little finger too.
I know. I apologize in advance for this ridiculous costume, but
it's ridiculous.
So what are you all supposed to be? Let's start it this way.
All right, so I'm doing a comment on the clown. Well, this is a Paul O'Neill costume, but with the clown mask because how clowning they were.
Is it the clown show of the end of the series? I'm sorry.
Clown show that Mark willed into existence, but we'll discuss that.
I'm sorry, John.
I'm supposed to be and
I'm sorry, Steph, and I'm sorry too for all the Yankees fans.
Which Powerpuff Girl are you going to be, Cap?
Hello, Buttercup. But the thing is that everything is like all the way down here, like
nice.
But yeah, I'm the older version, the little rebellious one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was always like the firecracker kind of one.
Yeah, I'm just the older version. That's it.
Sorry, Powerpuff Woman.
Buttercup had to grow up.
Me and my sibling, sister. And my mom was, Blossom, and my sister's Bubbles. So we did like.
Oh my God, your mom in a
That's
blonde
great.
wig.
Yeah,
that would be very exciting. Your mom is not blonde.
She look like Pete.
She is. She gonna look like Pete. That's right.
We got this. We got it better.
Instead of grown up Powerpuff Girl, you could just say Powerpuff Woman.
Powerpuff Lady.
Or Powerpuff Girl.
Powerpuff Abuelita.
not yet. Jeez.
Like, wait a second.
Wait a second.
Pump the brake.
I feel like you just violated me, John.
Well,
no, your mother.
Doesn't Abuelita technically mean like beautiful grandmother? So at least you got that.
Oh, okay, for my mom. Okay.
Yeah,
so for those that don't know, joining us tonight for the first time is K-Rod. Good evening, Kat. And how are things with you?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
What's going on?
So glad that we could get you on this.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Long time coming.
It's my very first podcast, so.
Oh, before we get started, why don't you give everyone a little bit of introduction about yourself, maybe even plug a couple things if you'd like.
Well, hello, hi, I'm K-Rod. I'm K-Rod on everything, K-A-I-Y-R-O-D on everything. I'm usually a live streamer. I've been trying to go live on TikTok lately, but I'm from Live Me. And yeah, I'm just sitting here trying to, network with everybody, talk to everybody. I'm a fan of WNBA and wrestling, and
which we'll talk about all that.
You're also my sister.
Yes, I'm actually John's sister.
This is a family affair.
Yeah.
I figured that you guys have figured that one out for yourselves.
Yeah, I forgot because Pete and everybody knows. But yeah, I'm John's sister too. So hey guys, I'm the fun one.
Very cool.
John, how you been?
I am doing really great. I got and the world got blessed with the double episode of Agatha All Along this week.
I didn't realize it was a double episode.
So
yeah, I did watch it. I am caught up though. I am caught up
with a giant cliffhanger into part 2, and we got into like 1 minute of part 2, and I had to come do a podcast.
You were texting me. You were telling me. You were like, I was watching Agatha All Along with Jamie.
That's right. My Jamie's awesome. We went trick-or-treating. We go to a friend's house, a friend of Jamie's, and their awesome parents host a really big Halloween party. So we walked like, I don't know, an hour and a half, like 4 blocks, 5 blocks, and the kids got a lot of candy. Nobody ever comes to my house because I live in like kind of a weird area. Where
I'm surprised, honestly, because there's a lot of houses on your street.
It's incredibly walkable, except it's filled, besides Steve and Kara, it's filled with retired people.
Okay.
So we don't get a lot of foot traffic anymore. We used to, but we don't anymore. So
nobody.
We moved over here just recently. We just moved to a new place, so I know that there's a lot of houses and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Instead of going, because I usually go to Port Chester at a tradition, but I went over here and I was trying to see like what was going on. When I tell you they had the coolest houses, they had like these big blow up things in the front, like. They had fog down an entire street. Like out here, they do Halloween. Like I was like, oh, I already know. Next year we going
full size. Do you guys find any full size candy bars, Cap?
Yeah.
That's always the golden house.
There's a whole bunch of
doing Westchester,
not to say it like this,
size?
but like a whole bunch of like rich people and stuff with their fancy dogs and their fancy houses and stuff. Yeah, it's
I like
really
the-
nice out
Nice.
I
here.
like the people who sit outside. They like set up like there's a bunch of them. They set up like fire pits, set up little tables, little,
Yeah.
like exhibits, like stick your hand in here.
Huh.
Yep,
People
that's
take
what
it
was
for
going
real.
on down here.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome.
I was like, oh, this is really cool. And before we even went, everybody outside, because I was standing outside, and everybody was like, you should go down this way because they have a witch. They have a house that like has a it almost looks like you're about to go into a haunted house, but you're just going to go get candy. Like, it
Oh,
looks
I love
really
that. That's
Like,
cool.
yeah, it's like, and then like the entire street is filled with like the smoke from one of the houses, and it was so cool.
Friend of the
Nice.
show, Colin Beach. Hey, Colin, did a kind of haunted house in his garage. I think last year, where he like set up with
a couple years ago, I
raspberry
think, but yeah.
raspberry pie, a ghost that would pop out and scare people as
Oh.
they like walked into
Yeah.
the room, and he had like beakers and like weird sciencey stuff going on. He dressed as a mad scientist. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was
You gotta
cool.
be careful because some kids like when I was younger, I was living in New Rochelle for like a year, and we went through Halloween, and my mom told me that I had to be like a good like 6 years old or 7 or something, and somebody popped out at me, and I just
Oh no,
I was
Wow.
going to say, did you punch him in the face?
that's amazing.
Nice. I asked Jamie if she'd ever go on a haunted hayride with real actors, like the haunted houses with real actors and the hayrides with real actors, and she said, "Never, no way, not at all." That
Try
shit's
to come with
scary.
me, I got her.
That shit is scary. Like
Yeah.
real people pretending to murder
Yeah,
you in a
especially
real
when you're a
place.
kid.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
I will say that not nearly as awesome as Kat actually is. K-Ride actually punching somebody, but there was one year where I dressed
You
up
can
as
say cat as well.
okay. There was 1 year where I dressed up as a Ghostbuster. So I went into this haunted house, and this vampire tried to jump scare me, and I just went like, like, and the vampire was like, ah! I thought that was awesome.
Look, I
But I'm
love
like-
how he has the habit already. He's just got a little wig, and he has the habit of the girl habit.
I think it's mostly just because it keeps
hair
getting in my
and
way.
We need a
But you're
slow mo
doing it-
camera
but you're
for you,
doing
so you
it
can like
so
whip your
beautifully. You're
hair.
going
Pete, your hair is beautiful, and you should always wear it.
Thank you.
You are a sexy lady.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So I did win. I did win most amusing costume award at work today.
I mean,
Of course you
you dressed
did.
like a lady. So
Yes. And there was
that
like
was
a
pretty great.
there was like a film producer that like was in talking to us about doing work for a show, and I'm just like, hi, I normally don't dress like this, but I'm Pete.
I usually don't look like this. I promise.
Yeah, unless you want
That'd
me
be, funny
to.
that'd be funny if you met like a really important client dressed like a woman.
I only
and-
wear lady
know.
clothes on the weekends.
Yeah, like watch, we were like on a call with like the VFX director of this huge movie. I was like, well,
Yeah, but you're an artist, Pete.
it is. Yeah, it's, you know what? There are some cool costumes at work today. So
Creativeness. That's
Yeah.
it.
Mark, how are you, buddy?
Things are good. I've been getting a house that we're getting ready to go to market pretty soon. That's kind of what I've been spending a lot of my time on. My free time lately is just getting this house ready to show in the open house, and so many things have to go into getting a house ready to sell on the market. But
Mark, do you do the cookies thing?
I don't do the cookies thing. I was thinking about doing something
What's the cookie
though.
thing?
All right,
So,
so
like,
Mark's,
leaving a plate of
Mark's
cookies
real,
out.
Mark,
I need to know. What's the cookie
we're gonna
thing?
give you the whole story.
No,
Mark's a realtor.
it's nothing
wanna
like
know.
it's nothing like out of the ordinary or something like that.
Yeah, go ahead. You can say
Yeah,
it 'cause you're the
it's a
realtor.
stereotype during open houses that realtors have like freshly baked cookies, and
Oh,
so
yes.
the
Okay.
room, the smell just permeates throughout the whole house.
It's a stereotype. That
candles
is
for
a
that.
great fucking idea.
My house smelled like snickerdoodles because of these.
Ah, there you
Yeah.
go.
I might because we're so close to Halloween. I might have some leftover Halloween candy.
Nice.
That smell doesn't go throughout the whole house.
I
though.
was about to say, is that supposed to?
I
are
don't
you
know,
gonna
man.
set 'em
Like,
on
if
fire
I
and
walked into an open house and I was feeling like buying a house and it smelled like chocolate chip cookies and the kitchen was awesome, I'd be like,
You know what?
Good
Actually,
house.
a diffuser would do it.
It's comforting.
So there's this company actually.
psychological.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if you guys have heard of the guy Johnny Cupcakes. He actually does like he like merchandise and screen printing on T-shirts and whatever like that. And his whole store is actually a store in the Boston area, and it smells and looks like a bakery. So you go in there.
Pete,
And you
buddy.
get hungry.
Pete,
Dude, I thought I had my mic
That was
muted. Why does it never mute? I'm so sorry. Damn it. Why does this not work?
Is that my cue that the story's boring, Pete?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was trying to. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you didn't know what kind of podcast you signed.
Is it
up for,
muted?
did you, Kev?
I'm so sorry. Is it muted now?
Now you're mute, Pete. Now you're mute.
We're gonna cut that in post, everyone.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
What were we talking about?
Stupid
You were talking about
thing
Johnny
says it's
Cupcakes,
muted, and then
bro.
it's
Johnny
not really
Cupcakes,
muted. Okay,
So
sorry. Please continue.
You go in there thinking it's a bakery, and you come out, you buy like shirts and whatnot, and I don't. He has like this real kind of cute little thing that it almost looks like a Happy Meal container, and that's like his shopping bag. So that's what he gets. He puts all the merchandise in and whatnot. It's a really cool company, and my brokerage is going to be partner up with him and doing some stuff. So be on the lookout for that.
Look at that cross promotion there.
Yeah.
With your bad self.
You think I planned that?
Right.
Johnny Cupcakes, sponsor of If These Balls Could Talk podcast.
Pete, are you still on mute? Can we hear you?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
No, you are muted still.
Still
Mute.
on mute.
Now it says it's not me. Oh my god.
Still can't hear you.
What about now?
Pete, you still look amazing though. I will
Thank
say
you.
that.
Is it still not working?
There it
There we
is.
go.
Wait. Okay. Is it good?
We are professional broadcasters.
Wait.
everyone.
Yeah, we swear we've done this before. In fact, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary.
Stupid thing.
At least when people walk into my room, I can say I'm a newbie here. Like
This is episode 74.
Yeah. What's like the overall
What do you
count?
Something like that. This is 73.
I think.
Anyway,
I
Pete,
think
how
I
are
saw
you?
8.
Pete, how are you, sir?
Well, I did win most
Pete,
amusing
fuck your
costume.
mic. Man. Fucked your mic.
Is it on now?
No,
There we go.
Okay.
again.
I'm not gonna touch that anymore. It's the stupid Discord mute thing. It's so fidgety.
All right, Pete. How are
Okay.
you?
I'm good tabbing. Oh, first of all, I'm all tabbing away from that. Second, no, I'm good. As I said before, I won the most amusing costume award at work. I did not have
Pete,
the
I have a-
swimsuit though. I just had a tank top on.
Pete, I have a much more exciting question.
Okay,
What the people want to know?
Okay.
What did your son dress as for Halloween?
So that's
yeah.
that's the fun part. So his costume was actually
I don't
awesome.
give a shit about you, honestly.
That's
Pete.
fine.
A little
No,
cater.
well, you asked, Okay, so he went to daycare
That is a truth fact.
as Dwight Schrute from The Office,
It's
Yes,
amazing.
so
by the way.
cute.
and he had a yellow like short sleeve button up
Mustard yellow.
onesie, mustard yellow, exactly
John,
right.
you have to send me pictures after.
I will. Yeah, the dark pants. He had a little clip-on tie, like the dark tie, and he had the perfect metal rim glasses that Dwight has.
Yeah,
And then
well,
I was
he
like,
definitely had
Stop
more rim glasses.
it. I
So,
need to see that.
we put all that on, and we're like, it looks good, but something is missing. And I'm like, wait, and I parted his hair in the center, just like Dwight. Perfect. I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
So I sent him to
That's
daycare.
what was
Like,
missing.
yep. So I sent him to daycare, and like, oh my god. So
I
yeah,
saw
I'll
that.
also send some
I saw that
pictures
on
later.
socials.
The
Yeah,
foreign
it's-
ladies knew what The Office was.
Miss Pat did, yeah. She, the main
yeah,
teacher
that's
did.
amazing.
She knew. And then another girl
I
walked
only know
by, and
Sarah Marion.
it's a great show.
Marion loves The Office.
Fantastic. And it's still like, I know it's coming on starting
it's
almost
coming
20
back
years
next
ago.
year. Next year.
I think they should just let it be.
Make me
It's
watch it, 'cause I've never seen an episode.
Australian. The Australian remake. 'Cause it was a British show. They recreated it, and now they're recreating it again. It's not
Oh,
like
so it's
an
kind of like
American reboot.
Skins. Like Skins was UK, and then they brought it over here and
Yeah.
like remixed it.
But this
Okay,
There
was
was there was a whole first full season of The Office on the BBC, and
two,
the first
two seasons, actually.
Yeah, 2 seasons. And the first season of the American Office parallels it reasonably. That's why the first season is not that good.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And it's only, the first season on the US is only like 6 episodes. And then from there on, they actually got picked up and they're like, oh, we have a budget now. So then they did like 24 episodes a season. Right. As John said, it no longer matched the BBC when it took on its whole own thing. But it became a better show for it, I think.
And it feels like the one they're putting on Prime, the Australian one, is another very closely mimicked, at least in the.
Oh, so they're putting it on Prime.
Interesting.
The Australian. I think that's. The one.
Interesting.
I think that's what it's.
Uh-oh. Sorry. Football alert.
Peacock. Coming on
CJ
Peacock.
Stroud is injured.
Ruh-roh.
He is
Ruh-roh.
down on the turf.
Anyway. Hey guys.
Raggy.
Eesh.
Hey guys, why is a glacier so good at making friends at a party? Because it knows how to break the ice. It's time for warm up your balls.
Sneaky. Okay.
ChatGPT helped me out with that one.
It's really good,
great.
man.
See, mine didn't fit between my legs, so they put them on my chest. That's how.
But all right, so Kat, what we do here is we have what turns into probably 22 get to know you questions that are on a wheel that we spin for the listeners, and you have first crack at answering them.
So you won't be able to see them, but they are on the live stream right now, and Pete will spin the wheel, and then he'll actually he'll read off what the question is, and it's mainly at you.
Okay, cool. Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. So let's spin the wheel.
I'm just gonna imagine the little sound and the lights and stuff.
Okay.
I put it in post.
This could be fun. It's a little open-ended. Who would be in your dream team starting lineup in any sport? So like pick a sport, go with the best.
I'm gonna go WNBA. Obviously. My number one is Diana Taurasi. I have to picture the court. We're gonna go Diana Taurasi. Sabrina Ionescu is a problem. I mess with Sabrina Ionescu.
She is a problem.
I heard she was hurt.
Center?
She was playing with a sprained wrist or something like that.
She played the whole last game hurt.
Yeah.
No,
that's why her shooting sucked.
She didn't tell anybody. And she
didn't tell anybody.
And
she womaned up.
If you see, at a certain point, she just went like this and grabbed her arm and grabbed her hand and stuff like that. She didn't tell nobody. I guarantee she probably didn't tell nobody in the back either, because they were going to stop her from playing.
Right.
You know?
She's just like, nope.
That's the gangster right there. That's a Ionescu, okay?
Warrior, yes.
Hell yeah. So,
she had her crazy Italian fan.
Sabrina. Okay, so this is where I have a problem, and Mel's probably going to want to fight me about this. I love Brittany. I love me some Brittany.
That's Brittany Griner for everyone.
Yes, Brittany Griner. I love Brittany Griner. But JJ, because I started really watching WNBA about 2 years ago, really getting into it. But I knew who Brittany Griner was years before that. But when I started watching, I was like, JJ, Jonquel Jones, her as
MVP,
a center, and she could 3-point like nobody's business.
Ooh.
That's where I have if I'm gonna do my starting 6 or some shit, I'm gonna have a problem between Brittany and JJ, because
so JJ is your center.
I think I'm gonna go with JJ. I love Brittany, but I think I'm gonna go with JJ.
Well, I mean, it's a little old. Sorry, Mel.
And
is she currently playing though?
Personally, I love Brittany. Yeah,
she did play this past season.
Okay,
and did very well.
I think Brittany has still a year or two before she decides on retirement and stuff like that. The thing that's up in the air right now is the one that's playing with us right now is Diana Taurasi. We don't know if she's going to retire or not. She's kind of just messing with our feelings right now.
Yeah, she is.
She probably.
And
what's going on there?
Is she's almost 40, right?
No, she's 42.
Oh, she's 42.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she still had a very good
She just
year
won't
too.
let go, and because she
doesn't need to. Girl doesn't need to.
She's also said, even when she leaves, she was like, "I'm not gonna do when I leave, I'm not gonna do coaching. I'm not gonna I'm out of here.
Really,
I want to live my life. And that's something
her
that you
younger, because her wife plays too, right?
Yes, I think. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure how old, but I know that her wife doesn't play anymore. As of last year, she didn't play. So, I don't know.
Penny Taylor is 43.
Oh, okay. So she's a year older.
God, they're so cute.
Right, so we got Diana, we got
JJ,
we got
three.
Ionescu. How about two more?
Ionescu. I'm gonna do Vandersloot, my bestie. I call her my bestie. I recently met her. She called me bestie back. So we're gonna do Vandersloot from New York. I'm delusional. I'm gonna say that's my best friend. One more. I'm gonna go.
We should pick another.
No, as far as you know, she is your best friend. Maybe she's even.
They can be on the same team. That's fine.
That's my best friend in the whole world.
You want to be on the show?
Yeah, you heard Sloot. You had Betsy. Yeah. After that, I'm probably gonna go. What's her face? Stewie.
Stewie. I was gonna say.
I really like Stewie.
I'm good with that list.
Very nice.
I'm good with that.
And that's not to downplay because I love my Phoenix team. I love when it comes to the 3-point shots and stuff like that. Like I love my Phoenix team, but there's certain players that as I've grown along to learn the league and learn certain players and stuff like that, like that's my fucking team right now. Like,
all right, so I got a question for you. You can say fuck as much as you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so Mercury Liberty in Barclay, who do you root for?
I go for Mercury.
All right.
I've been there, and I had Ellie beefing with me. I love you, Ellie. If you ever watch, I love you, Ellie. You already beefed with me like 3 times. But I will go when it comes to Liberty and Phoenix. I love New York. You know me. But I'm gonna go for Phoenix every time because my main players were there starting off.
Yeah, you get to like whoever you want.
That's why
sports are awesome.
Yeah.
By the way.
But New York did their thing, and that's my second. So
that's good.
I feel like I'm betraying New York.
All right, Pete, why don't you go to another
Yeah,
question?
I was gonna say that was pretty definitively answered. Next, spinning the wheel.
Spin the wheel, spin the play.
I love that.
Ooh, this is fun.
Did you play that stupid wheel?
I wish I could hear the little.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
You're gonna hear it when you listen to the podcast.
Yeah, it does. It does happen in the podcast.
It plays on the YouTube too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I could try. Yeah, I could pump it back in, but then you'd hear yourselves, and that'd just be a whole mess.
Come to us. That's stupid.
All right, here we go.
We'll just sit in the awkward silence.
I know. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, that one's an easy one. That one is Bohemian Rhapsody. That is my happy song.
Really?
The song of my entire life.
But
that is
do you do all the parts?
I was going to say, do you have
every part.
So do you bring people up or do you just you're like, hold on, I got every single thing going?
Okay, so if I'm out by myself, I'm a do little ad-libs by myself.
Okay.
But if I have my sister or because we have automatically growing up, that was our song.
Okay.
So
you guys had your own parts?
Yeah, so I do the big sounds, they do the little sounds, the little ad-libs in the background and stuff like that. So if I'm with my sister or my brother or something like that, then we got a little duet or whatever. Yeah, I'll be like,
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from the smoke. All right, we could.
Yeah, we go on forever.
Queen.
Well, what about you guys? Because I think I know John's.
Does Queen sue?
What?
I mean, most of them are still alive.
Yeah,
shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
if anybody listens,
probably like the
whole band is alive, and they have Adam Lambert as the new singer.
Oh my god, that was so amazing.
The best cover that I've seen though was from Panic at the Disco. They really did their thing for a cover.
Okay.
Do
we voice?
Kat, do we like Adam Lambert as a backup Freddie Mercury? Like, what do we feel about this?
I think
he does a good job. Honestly.
He does a great job.
He does amazing, but at the same time, I'm a big believer in certain things shouldn't be touched.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one of the things that should not be touched. Like certain movies, like, when they do sequels or stuff like that.
Well, we've talked about that many times.
Right. Like you can't make Titanic 2. The ship sunk. Sorry.
I mean, they're making Gladiator 2, so.
They are. Yeah. That one should have stayed alone too.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the band wants to make new music with Adam Lambert, and Adam Lambert is like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do it. You guys are with Freddie
because he respects it. Yeah,
you have to call it a different band or something like that. Like you're gonna have to change the name or something because you're not gonna carry on. Like there's no way you're gonna carry that. I'm trying not to curse so much. But there's no way that you're going to carry that on.
They should just call it Princess because it's the next generation.
Not Princess. Shut up.
Kat,
I'm kidding.
Because you backed into it. What do we think about replacement Chester Bennington? Because I've talked to your wife about this a lot.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely
that's a tough one.
Absolutely
that
not.
chick doesn't hold a candle to Chester, right?
Absolutely not. No, there's no way. There's no way you're going to do that. And
I really wanted her to be good, but I think they're friends.
But even if she was good, okay, let's be realistic. Even if she was good, it doesn't matter. It is not Linkin Park anymore.
Yeah, no, she's not Linkin Park anymore. And they really tried. They really tried to make it the same, and it's not the same.
Yeah,
they absolutely could do something, but it's not Linkin Park. Please change it. Do a little rewind and try it again with another name, you know. But Linkin Park, as we know it, is gonna stay like that.
Right.
Shorty, you're not gonna ruin it. No.
Right.
And it's not to say that she's bad, but it's just you're not gonna. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. There's certain things that should not be touched.
What do you think,
And
Pete?
that's one of them.
Well, I find it interesting because I feel like depending on the band, it does go both directions with this. So Chester Bennington, now that we're on the subject of him, he actually stepped in on a Stone Temple Pilots album when they and Scott Weiland were on bad terms. That's a pretty good EP. It's not quite Stone Temple Pilots because it's not Scott Weiland, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of a gray area there. But then you take Scott Weiland and put him with Guns N' Roses, and that's not Guns N' Roses, that's Velvet Revolver.
That's Velvet Revolver.
So that's a whole different band, a whole different sound.
Like, that's where it's like, you gotta change it. Like, you can't call it Linkin Park.
Right. Or like
And
Chris Cornell with Rage Against the Machine becomes Audio Slave.
Audio
It's not the
Slave.
same. Yeah.
For everyone who doesn't know,
the same band.
Mike Shinoda, who is the founder of Linkin Park, friend Emily Armstrong, now the new lead singer of Linkin Park, was starting to tour with them this past year, and to mixed reviews. I was very excited for it, but Kat's right, it's not Chester. It's just not.
Yeah, call it something else.
All you can do when you replace a legend like that
Look,
is
she's good. It's not like she's bad.
No,
she's good.
But the best you can.
Because as soon as you come out with Linkin Park, now everybody's gonna attack you. Everybody's gonna be pissed off because they're gonna be like, "No, that's not Chester. That's not." You know.
Yeah.
No,
that's fair.
Slipknot. Like, you know how Slipknot did Stone Sour, like, you know, Corey did Stone Sour, and it was a different sound, a different, you know.
That's a good point.
Just change it. Like, it's not Linkin Park. It could be something different because obviously with certain people missing from Slipknot, Corey Taylor did Stone Sour, and it's a softer sound. It's a different sound. Like, do that. But don't try to rebrand Linkin Park because you're going to piss everyone off. Especially people like me who grew up listening to Linkin Park and Green Day and all this. Don't touch our shit. Like, just don't touch it. Leave it alone.
Leave it as a legend. They didn't replace the freaking Beatles.
This show's gonna have so many good. This show's gonna have so many good clips.
By the way, shout out to. I have too many favorite karaoke songs to name one, but I guess I could say the one that I went to when I was in the finals of a karaoke contest was "Dream On" by Aerosmith, and it was. I think I did
a pretty good job with
as
Dream On.
Good as I could have done it. It's still like. I'm not Steven Tyler. I'm sorry. Like I could only do so good with it.
You got beat by a professional musician.
I did. I got
You're just a semi-professional.
I respectably lost.
Take that L then, because it's not really an L because that was a professional.
Well, he's not. I mean, I guess he kind of was. And he sang, I believe in a thing called "Love by the Darkness," which is an awesome karaoke song if you can pull it off. And oh my God, he did. He had super long black hair and dumped it in the sink beforehand, put on a leather jacket, and singing, like nailing the falsetto perfectly. He's just whipping wet hair all over the place, and it just looked like a rock show. It was awesome. And we're all just kind of like, okay, you win.
I'm about to be all the way unprofessional and turn my do not disturb on. I'm sorry.
That was me.
While you're doing that
sounded like John.
One more spin.
Notorious for doing that. Yeah, one more spin, real quick.
Okay, quick answer here. If you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
What a great
That's a good question.
By the way, my song is "Creep" by Radiohead.
Spicy.
I was gonna guess.
I'm gonna say spicy. Outspoken and opinionated.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Love those words for you, Kat.
Perfect.
Round the horn, Pete. Go.
Oh God.
On the spot.
Yeah, fuck yeah, on the spot.
Meticulous, chronoptimistic.
Chronoptimistic.
Wait,
that's a fucking hashtag right in the episode.
Yep.
Oh
right
my God,
now.
I already know my friends that are watching are gonna make fun. I'm missing a nail. I tried to put on my shoes. Sorry, guys.
And adventurous.
If I'm allowed to do that, but anyway.
Chronoptimistic, Pete.
Optimistic balls.
It's amazing.
All right. Well, what about you guys, real quick?
We don't have time for this.
Okay, fine.
We have time for anything, and I will go. Loyal for sure.
That's a good one.
Silly for sure, and meticulous as well, Pete. I am also meticulous.
We all are in our own ways as we get old and curmudgeon-y.
Silly definitely gets
That's
John.
called anxiety with OCD.
anxiety.
Yep.
Right up my
That's gonna be.
alley.
I think that Pete, that's gonna be one of my words. I'm curmudgeon-y these days.
Curmudgeon.
I'm that
What the
old
hell is
man at the neighborhood to get off
I'm
my
sorry,
lawn.
I'm retardada. What was that?
Curmudgeon.
Okay.
I would.
You know when you walk down the street and people are scared of you, Kat? That's what that is. Especially the white people.
Yeah,
Like
I know
like-
that.
Like
I
they
know that
like
feeling.
when the kids are playing with the ball and the ball goes in the yard and the neighbor just like steals the ball and says, "This is mine
yeah,
now."
that's me. Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Essentially,
got it.
I'm the guy from Up, from the movie Up. Remember him?
Oh yes. So because I remember a long time ago, you had the picture of the kid from Up, and now you've become the old guy from Up.
I've done the full transition.
You've switched to the old guy now.
I've totally evolved. Up is my life, just in different phases.
Amazing.
I didn't even think of that until you said it. That's great.
That's amazing.
Oh god, kid from Up.
The kid grew up, man.
Yes, to the old
Grew up
curmudgeon.
now he
Yeah.
sells real estate in Rhode Island.
I would call Mark opportunistic too as a word for him,
Opportunistic. I was just gonna say busy.
or that. Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
That is great, though.
All right.
All right, guys.
Well rounded. I think.
Let's
would be my
move
favorite word.
on.
I think that my balls are nice and warmed.
They're nice and warm, nice and toasty.
They're very toasty.
Toasty.
Mine
All
are
right,
okay.
Pete, you ready?
We're good.
Let's do it. It's now time for Mighty Morphin Power Rankings.
We're not a zoo show.
Okay.
It's still fun though.
Okay.
I love that every time.
We need some football music that we can play without getting copyright
I
infringement
know.
now in the background of this segment.
We should make our own.
All right, so unlike other episodes where we kind of focus on the top and the bottom, I'm going to skip all that and focus on the middle. Because look at this. Look at these numbers. If you can see as you're watching on YouTube. By the way, if you want to see the entire list and peruse it at your own leisure, go to iftheseballstalkpod.com and look for the power rankings link.
So close.
If these balls could talk. Damn it. I'm
Every
usually pretty
time.
good at that too. I've been bad the last 2 weeks.
The name of the podcast every time I hear it.
That was that's my wife Steph came up with that and the lyrics to the theme song and then sang the theme
Steph
song.
Did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all Steph's
Yeah.
creation.
Steph wrote it, wrote the lyrics to the theme
more
song,
now.
sang the theme song, and then we put we
of
played a bunch
course
of
she did.
instruments and made a rock song out of it.
I love her so much extra. That is
she's-
great.
She is awesome. She's our creative director.
Mm.
All right. So we're gonna start here with
Kathleen M. By the way, says Kai.
What?
Kai.
I
Who
guess you
said
should
what? I
say
can't see anything. So who said what?
Kathleen M. on the chat.
Oh, in the YouTube chat.
Hi, baby.
On the YouTube channel.
That's my
All right,
best
go ahead.
friend.
Sorry, Pet.
It's okay.
Hey,
All right. So
Kathleen,
as you
what's
guys
up,
can see, we
girl?
had 3 teams all shifted down exactly together. The Bengals, Seahawks, and Bucks. All just taking some rough lumps this time.
Right in the butt.
It's just Bengals' record is too low
Right
to
in the
justify
butt.
keeping them up in the top
Right
half
in
of
the
the
butt.
rankings right now. Seahawks got flummoxed by the Bills. I don't know where that word came from, but they did.
Get flummoxed though, Pete.
And
It happened.
Tampa
I
Bay
think the
has.
flummox is what came out of your throat when you were trying to clear it
I
earlier.
think so. Yeah.
And
My throat was a flummox in that moment. The Buccaneers lost all the wide receivers, so you know
They still played okay though.
they did. But I gotta knock them down just until they get a little bit healthier, and unless they keep winning, then they'll just pop back up. But it's hard right now. It's getting tough up here. This whole top 16 is really, really hard to fit. There's not a lot of shuffling except for Denver, which is flying up. The Falcons, Bears, Chargers, all just showing off. At this point, the overall record is starting to kind of show the true colors of the teams a little bit more than in the first set of weeks. So we're pretty much at the halfway point of the season now, and it's interesting to see this much movement, especially in the middle. But yeah, I kind of wanted to focus there. And Cleveland has not Deshaun Watson under center, so they got a big bump as well.
Yeah, the Browns are fixed.
And
Cleveland Browns are fixed.
Yeah, who knows?
and they beat the Ravens,
Yeah.
Pete.
I know.
And like not really by a fluke, they played better than them.
I know. I didn't put as much significance in this. You can see up here, I only dropped the Ravens 1, and it's because
That's
the
you should have
NFC,
dropped them more.
the
I think.
AFC North always plays each other super tough, no
Their
matter
defense is
what.
Suspect, though. Their defense is suspect.
I guess. I don't know. I watched them absolutely destroy my
Yeah,
Bills,
making
who
me
everybody has ranked
football.
higher than I do. So I don't know. I can't get that taste out of my mouth. It's just a bitter pill that the Ravens just seem too good. I'm giving them a big benefit of the doubt here at a worse record than most of the teams that they're above. So we'll see how it pans out. Okay. I'm going to open it up now. Does anyone have any other issues with where teams should be? Patriots got up 3 with a win too, by the way, Mark.
Yeah, they still suck.
Well, it was a nice win.
Although, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree that they're lower than the Jets now, especially considering the Jets are just one giant dumpster fire. Sorry, Kat. I know that's your team.
I mean, if they lose tonight against a very vulnerable, banged up.
I was trying to avoid this for that reason.
I've watched now Devontae Adams drop.
I just realized you're wearing Jets colors. I just noticed that now.
Always. I live in Jets colors. Hello. There's not a here. I was raised in a Jets household, so I know what it's like to, suck.
Hey, you guys had Ken O'Brien when I was a kid.
The context sounds bad.
Then Chad Pennington, right? That was probably like a little bit more recent.
Shut the fuck up.
You had 2 amazing years with
the butt fumble.
The butt fumble guy.
One of my favorite sports highlights of all time.
Brett Favre took his penis out, so that was kind of fun.
Brett Favre did.
Yeah, Brett Favre. Yep. But
I gave up, when I actually stopped watching, it was Mark Sanchez.
Yep.
That's when I really
dirty Mark Sanchez.
You're like, if we can't win with Dirty Sanchez and Rex Ryan, then nothing's gonna work. That's what I swear to God. So you know how ESPN, right, back in the day, you'd have Chris Berman, and I forget the guy that always did it with him.
Tom Jackson.
Yes, he was from Louisville, and I remember any time that any player was from Louisville, it'd be like, "From," and then Tom would be like, "Louisville," but.
Oh, they did that for more than just Louisville. They did that with a bunch of different colleges.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was because Tom went to Louisville.
I mean, they did a lot of Louisville players, but they did a lot of colleges.
Anyway, Chris Berman always called Mark Sanchez Dirty Sanchez on that show on national television. It's just amazing.
Yeah. And
remember, ESPN is owned by Disney.
It's one of those things that
not then.
They can't really censor because you have to know what that is.
Yes.
They can't really censor it.
No,
because you have to know what it is. So they get away with shit like that.
Don, are you really raising your hand right now?
Okay.
I know what it is. It's very bad.
Yes, you.
Yes. All right. Any other moves here before we move on? I think this week was a weird week, but
can we talk about all the incredible upsets, Pete?
Sure.
There were 4 of them.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest profile one is definitely the Browns thumping the Ravens, which nobody expected. Vikings.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Vikings took a lump too, right? They lost
Cleveland's
against the Rams.
Just kind of woke up. Yeah.
Yep, Rams. Well, you know why the Rams now? Well, Tampa Bay lost all their guys. The Rams got their guys back.
That was one that probably no one saw coming. That was not a divisional. Yeah, they got Puka and they got Cooper.
Yep, Puka and Cooper.
Puka. Did you just sing Puka and Cooper?
Puka and Cooper. All right, that's it. I'm sorry, Rams fans.
That does sound like a Disney cartoon.
I got it.
Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Okay, can we just think about this for a second?
Okay.
Puka Nacua, the most Samoan wide receiver, and Cooper Kupp, the whitest wide receiver. I would watch a show about them living in an apartment together.
Do you want
a buddy cop?
They should be a buddy cop show. Yeah.
It would be great. Puka doesn't. I would assume that Cooper is probably the straight man, and Puka
is the comic relief guy.
Surf.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
But he's just a great instinctual natural crime solver.
Yep.
And Cooper always gets frustrated with him the whole episode, but then
oh my God, we need to claim the rights to the show
but then Puka solves it in the end.
Y'all putting it out here for everybody. It's the whole y'all need to put claims on this because y'all making a whole thing.
So chat to relate it.
We'll get the legal department.
The Puka Cooper cop show.
Don't let everybody.
Yo, I got it.
All the Samoans in the WWE, most Samoans in the NFL play defense, but Puka Nacua is a wide receiver. So
isn't Tua Samoan too?
Yeah, Tua Samoan.
So there you go.
But there's a lot. There's a whole family of Samoans in the WWE.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Oh my God.
We'll get there.
You got anything else?
I mean that's all I got. I think next week is going to be interesting here with all these moves. I'm curious to see if they're going to hold up.
Hey, Pete, can you say the thing that you say?
What, the
Chiefs #1 till they lose?
Oh yeah.
With a hair flip. With a hair flip.
With a hair flip.
Yeah.
Chiefs
In slow
#1
motion.
until they lose. No. Buffalo.
All right,
That's your hint.
I'm into
Bills
this
give
show,
them a
man.
loss in a couple weeks.
You
All right,
got
we would
too
like-
much hair right now. You gotta work it.
You got to brush that.
I know.
All
That
right.
shit was
So
just probably
sexy, Pete.
We would like to thank one of this week's
Beautiful.
fake sponsors, Full Court Feast. Dine like a champion at Full Court Feast. From slam dunk sliders to MVP steaks, every dish is a full court press of flavor. Full Court Feast, where every bite is a buzzer beater. All right, everyone, shall we kick
Yes.
off the shindig?
Yeah.
Okay, my intrusive thoughts were right. My intrusive thoughts were right. So y'all said buzzer, and I was gonna go burn, but okay. Y'all got me.
This show,
It's a silly show.
this show is about saying what you want.
I
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna.
That is
be the
a
only
true
one,
fact.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know. Next time.
Bon show.
Okay, I got a song ready.
Yep.
Get it, girl.
Let's get first topic on, have fun up on this podcast. Can't you see how we got y'all open now? You're floating, so you got to talk to me.
Hey,
Nice.
Mark, you're so
I may have been
good.
in a wrong key, but
It's fine. It was
Sorry.
good.
you got it. You're good.
You got to do the rap now.
all right.
Yeah, because he wrote an
So-
entire verse about the next topic.
It seems there have been a lot of moving and shaking going on with regards to young NFL quarterbacks. This week alone, we've seen Anthony Richardson getting benched, presumably due to his character or lack thereof. That included him literally tapping out of a live game because he was tired. We also have seen the
Who does
reemergence of Bryce Young in Carolina and Jameis Winston in Cleveland. Let's not forget about Justin Fields in Pittsburgh, who has taken a backseat to letting Russell Wilson cook. And because we love to talk about him on this podcast, the almost certain future of Danny Dimes getting his pink slip before the end of the season. So everyone, which young QB story are we most interested in?
Flacco rides again.
Young. Yes.
Flacco rides again.
We love how Joe Flacco is what do you call it, John?
the legend of Joe
The
Flacco.
legend of Joe Flacco.
That
was
fucking
an
guy.
awesome catch, by the way.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was
Pete's
You guys really
distracted.
sorry. Okay.
No, Pete, brush
Uh,
your hair and relax. Pay
all right, listen,
attention.
kids,
Honestly,
well, good.
I can't not think of the Anthony Richardson story. Like, who does that? You're in the middle. You made it to the NFL, dude. This is your show, and you're like,
Well,
sorry guys, I'm tired. Like, get your shit together,
the
dude.
the real fucky part of that one is that they were not they were losing, but they were not losing. It was after a second and goal drive.
It was a close game, yeah.
It was literally in a leverage portion of the game, like a serious leverage situation. And he was just like, I ran a lot. I think I'm done. Like,
Yeah, no, dude.
I don't know, man.
Then tell
There's
the coach
something
like, I'm tired. Can we hand it off this play? Like,
and then like
that's all you got to do.
the
Give yourself a
fact
breather
that
for a couple
he
seconds, but stay in the
instantly,
game.
Like healthy-ish.
People don't like to do that.
He instantly got benched means that it wasn't part of the play. It wasn't the plan. He
Oh,
just
no.
fucking did it.
No,
Well, he
no
came
other
back in the
quarterback
game. He was
does
only
that.
out for like 3 plays, and then he came back in the game after that.
Still,
Dude,
But it was announced this week. It's like, you know what? You're no longer our starting quarterback. And it couldn't have been just that one single thing.
no, I'm sure.
like-
I'm sure that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But
Yeah.
I mean, to see it
I
come
mean,
to a
the
head like
one
that
part-
is just fascinating.
The one
to
weird
me.
part that I read about this story is that Shane Steichen said that Joe Flacco is their best decision for winning right now. And I mean, like, Joe Flacco is playing really good football, and he's a good system quarterback, like a really good system quarterback. But he's like 40,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
You're not gonna.
Joe
you-
Flacco
well-
straight off the couch.
Jonathan Taylor's healthy again, and they do like to air it deep with Joe Flacco as a pretty good deep ball still, even at the age of 40.
I'll tell you, I think the Bills are
Well, I
playing
mean,
them
do you
in next week, and I'm nervous about it.
Pittman Jr. Had stated that he found out about the benching from social media on their off day, which
Wow,
is actually sort of fucked, right?
That's ass.
that is pretty
That happens
messed
a
up.
lot.
That's ass.
I think that
That's
happens a
ass.
lot now.
I'm not even like in tune with fucking
Isn't that shitty?
But that's pretty shitty,
no,
right?
that's really fucked up.
So
like,
to catch you up,
Right,
Kat,
there
Michael
should be a team meeting
Michael
about that
Pittman Jr.
before it goes on social
because
media.
I've been so like obsessed with WNBA. I haven't paid attention to anything else in like the past 2 years. So no, but that absolutely not. What
Yeah.
You mean like the Indianapolis Colts don't have a text thread?
That's
right?
just a general sports bad. Like you don't do that.
So even worse. For Kat, who doesn't know it all, but for you guys, Michael Pittman Jr. is a captain of that team.
Okay.
Wears the C on his chest, and did not know. No one told him.
No, that's great.
Which means though it was a back office decision, probably to save a little face, probably to save a little money.
No, that's grimy though.
Yeah, it's grimy. It's grimy.
John, he's saying grimy is everything. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I find it amusing.
John likes to think he's with
says,
it.
No.
It's funny they have.
I say it cracks me up because like he says it so like like not to seem like whatever. I'm from the Bronx, New York, and so when John says certain shit that I say, I'm like, go ahead, white boy, go ahead.
I'm really, really, really white, Kat. You know that.
But John says it with so much oomph that I'm like, yeah, tell him, white boy. Like
he says it, he says it like he's been saying it all his life.
Yeah,
that's right. He's not shy about it.
Anything. If I tell John, be like, if I tell John some wild ass shit, like in Spanish, I'll be like, say it, and he'll say it with his whole ass chest, and I'm like, yeah, you tell him, white boy, like.
I'm married to Latina. Fuck yeah, I got game.
Period. His wife, his whole ass wife is Puerto Rican. His mother-in-law. Okay. I love her.
Elsie.
I love his mother-in-law. Elsie, you listen.
That girl's got flavor.
When I went for the first time, I went to like their house out there in Albany and stuff. And I was like, when I spoke to Elsie, I was like, "Tú me entiendes?" Like, oh, we wanted the same. You buddy. All right, cool. Like, I was like, all right. We understand each other. We understand Spanish. We understand, New Yorican, and we also understand Spanglish. That's what we're doing. And John.
So did I ever tell you the time where Pete ate Elsie's mofongo and she almost killed him?
Wait.
Oh, no, that wasn't just me. That was Brandon. Brandon and I ate it.
Elsie is obsessed with this. Her friend's Puerto Rican mom makes mofongo just for her.
Mofongo is orgasmic.
And Pete, myself, I don't remember who else. We're over.
No, Brandon was there too.
Brandon, also Puerto Rican. Actually, this person's grandson.
Yeah.
Was over Elsie's house, her last house in Westchester, and it was late, and we were drinking, and Pete needed food because we were drinking, and there was mofongo in the refrigerator, and he didn't know what the fuck mofongo was, but he ate it. And so she woke up in the morning, and she's like, "Where the fuck is my mofongo?"
We thought it was leftovers from the party, so we were just like, "Hey, we're hungry. Like, let's. Oh, this is some nice stuff left over from the party." So we just ate it.
All the things. Listen, I've tasted Italian food. I've tasted Greek food. I've tasted food from all around the world. I could be biased, but I'm also speaking facts. Hispanic food is untouchable. Like,
it's really good.
That is a true
Caribbean
fact.
food, like it's not even just Hispanic, because Caribbean in general. You could go Jamaican, you could go Caribbean food, untouchable. Unfucking touchable. You're not gonna get no burgers, no chicken nuggets, no. The food.
Well, you can. You're just gonna have a little, adobo and sazon with those burgers.
Yeah, you just pour a little seasoning on that shit.
So, like,
little sazon.
We'll catch up anybody who doesn't know. Mofongo is, and Kat, correct me if I'm wrong, but mofongo is plantain, garlic, and bacon. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's like a winning combination right there.
You can put no. Actually, with mofongo, you could put bacon. You could put like chicharrón, which is like like the pork skin and stuff. You ever had pork rinds and stuff?
Yeah, pork rinds.
That pork rinds is technically chicharrón. So you can get like pork rinds, or even like mofongo is the plátano, and then you can put whatever meat or whatever little crunchy shit you want inside, and then you got the rice around it, and just
well, it was really good, and then we got in really deep trouble the next day.
She was upset. Upset. Wow, we really took it. We really took this.
You
a right
ain't
turn,
on
Mark.
shit, huh?
It did.
I
Yeah.
know.
I'm sorry. We started with
remember what the question
quarterbacks and we ended up
I
we started with
think-
quarterbacks and we ended up with eating the untouchable Mofungo.
That's why.
I
You
think
gotta put
that
like a little warning label or something. Like,
the
don't
most
touch this
interesting
shit.
story.
No.
Right.
To be fair, this is how the show normally goes. We start talking about one thing and we end up talking about something completely
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
And,
I've
and
noticed
usually
that
John
that's how
finds a
this
way
happens.
to spin it to like the Yankees or
To
Giants.
bring it back, just because
Damn, and
we're
look,
at
man,
time.
with the little Yankees, like.
We're at time, but
Well,
to bring
I'm
it
glad
back,
to distract y'all.
yeah. I think the most interesting story is Anthony Richardson. I think that Justin Fields has already said that if he played
There you
better,
go.
he would be the starter, but he's not. And he
Yeah.
realizes that he didn't play good enough to be the starter. I think that Will Levis getting benched is really interesting. I think that a lot of teams missed the fucking boat last year with the draft. They picked
Yeah.
poorly.
I saw that coming with Levis though. He's just the team is worse when he's under center. It sucks.
It is.
But
It is.
All right, what's the over under on Danny Dimes getting benched?
I mean,
3
that's the whole
games?
plan.
he got benched
I
one
literally-
game, right?
Dude, I literally said before the season started, the plan for this year is for Danny Dimes to make a fool of himself, get benched, and not get his extension on his contract.
Yeah.
They are looking for the exit.
Is there an
Yeah.
out after this year?
Yeah, it's coming in last.
Oh.
There's an out after this year. It's coming in last, and it's drafting the guy who is what's his face? Sherman on Coach
it.
Prime's team. What's his name?
Looks like I put her on.
On Colorado. Is that a Brittany Grinder doll?
No,
K-pop?
this is Diana Taurasi.
Oh,
That's
it's
adorable.
Taurasi.
I just want to put her.
I just saw
here,
the
but
Mercury. I
That's
didn't see the
adorable.
I was
number.
like, yeah, I was trying to. This is Diana Taurasi with her little bun.
That's cute.
Oh yeah,
Number 3.
Shader Sanders
trying to
or
put her here.
No, I'm not doing Sanders.
You don't think the Giants should draft Sanders?
No, it won't stay.
No. I think they might, but they shouldn't.
Think they might, but they shouldn't. No, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, what about
and
the kid
then
from Georgia?
Archie? I
What's his
think
name, Beck?
I think they're gonna. What is Archie Manning's team?
Texas.
Who is the guy who is the starter?
But he's
on
only a
Texas?
sophomore.
No, who's the guy who's the starter?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really
Texas
think anyone cares right now, John.
Longhorns.
Yeah.
I am very curious.
I'm moving on. Let's move on.
Oh
That's
yeah.
my question.
All right.
So sing me a song, and also sing me a song.
All right. I'm coming up with the next topic. You hear it now. I'm coming up with the next topic. You'll hear it now.
The pink reference is everything.
That was
Yeah.
good.
That was really good. That was really. Good,
I
man.
can't really hear with the wig and the earphones
Oh, yeah.
on. I think I've been in
You
the wrong
gotta do like
keys.
this. You gotta do the.
I've been in the wrong
Wait, hold on.
keys, I think, for both of those
See,
songs.
look
You
at
gotta
that.
do that. Anda. No, you gotta play it off. Not
Well,
put
no,
the
I
whole
know,
wig
I
up.
know, I
Well, no,
normally
no, I
have,
was showing
normally
him
have
that-
it over my ears, but for whatever reason, the addition of the hair is screwing up my ears. I don't know.
You got it together, Pete. I believe in you. You got this.
I'm working on it.
I believe in you.
All right.
So guys, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about the most important thing right now. Yankee fans, it's been a really long week, you guys. I'm really
Of course.
sorry.
Oh, very
Of course.
sad.
There it goes.
So I'm just gonna continuously do the sad horn.
Sad trumpet.
It's been a really long week. After barely losing in extra innings to the Dodgers in Game 1 of the World Series and being mismanaged, the Yankees looked generally deflated in Game 2 and Game 3, which I did call after losing that Game 1. It's hard to come back and be good. With the Yankees leaving 20-plus runners on base and MVP candidate Aaron Judge hitting 1 for 12,
Ugh.
7 strikeouts, and a walk to that point in the series. So with another first-inning home run in Game 4 by arch nemesis, Freddie Freeman. Stop it, Freddie. Please.
Stop it, Freddie.
Yes, you got that reference. I like that. It looked to be more of the same. However, heroes come in funny place, and in the bottom of the first inning, Austin Capobianco decided to take into his own hands and physically removed a caught pop fly from Mookie Betts' glove as he reached into the stands.
That was the guy's name?
Now,
Damn.
yes, I looked it up. He actually got an interview on Barstool Sports the
Wait,
next day.
what did I miss? I'm sorry, because I told you, John, before all
All right.
this. I'm like, everything else I got.
Short
but
story.
NFL, what the hell?
Short story, and we're going to look into it. In Game 4, Mookie Betts, who plays right field for the Los Angeles Dodgers, reached in the stands, caught a pop fly. A fan caught his glove, pried it open, and pulled the ball out.
Yep.
because fucking
Sure.
New York, right?
But
Get
didn't
the
he?
fuck
That is a
outta
true
here.
fact.
That is a true
Didn't
fact.
he end up still coming down with it anyway?
was
Like he
proud
fought
of
the
it.
fan for it.
No, I mean
get
the ball.
fuck outta
He
here.
caught
I'm sorry,
it before he
what?
fought. He caught it, and then the fan.
Oh,
pulled it
okay,
out.
okay.
So
And
obviously,
these guys, he had a friend too that grabbed Mookie Betts' wrist.
Yep.
yeah, he
So
grabbed
that the
Mookie-
guy
Mookie
could
Betts'
like
Dude,
he
yeah.
grabbed
Okay,
Mookie
no.
take the
Betts'
ball
like,
out.
No.
They definitely
No.
assaulted a baseball player.
Y'all won't.
Yeah.
Nah.
Now we hear it if these balls could talk don't approve of his methods or of touching players in any way. Obviously,
Absolutely not.
That is
Yeah,
a true
you're
fact.
not a
Obviously.
player
Also,
on the
New Yorker,
field.
However,
as somebody that grew up right there by no,
no, but just feel it for a
Yeah.
second with me, Cap. But as a Yankee fan, it certainly at that point in the series made me very happy. However,
weird. That's
in the end, it didn't matter,
That's the thing
especially
that
with the. Yeah, it did. So in the end, it didn't matter, especially when Dark Wizard Mark Pesci casting a spell on the Yankees in the 5th inning last night caused them to blow an early lead that led to three atrocious plays with 2 outs, all having been the end of all could have been the 3rd out ending that led to an eventual 7-6 Yankees loss. So, questions for everyone. What do you think was missing from the Yankees' mentality this series? Were they tired? Were they feeling like they were overmatched? How does the team recover, and where does Juan Soto end up? If anybody didn't see it, Juan Soto was the last person who left the bench, kept his helmet on, kept his bat in his hands like a sad little child. And finally, how do you think how long do you think Austin Capobianco will drink in this city for free?
That was a lot that you just asked, by the way. And I don't
That's
know
a
if you can
lot
answer
of
all that
stuff
in
to
5
ponder there.
minutes.
Yeah.
By the way, Kat, we have another fan on here. It says, "Have no fear, Rabbit is here." I don't know if you get that reference.
yes, I know. Hi, Legacy.
Hi, Rabbit.
That's my friend, Legacy.
So, what I forgot all the questions already. No, I mean, listen. The Yankees had all the momentum going into Game 5. They were up 5-0 in the top of the 5th inning. I think it was the 5th inning, and for whatever reason, it just all unraveled. It started with Aaron Judge taking his eye off the ball, and he dropped an easy fly ball.
You know what I asked people today? I asked all the children that I ran into today, all the boys. I said, "Hey, could you have caught that pop fly?" And they were all like, "Yes." Yes, I could.
Okay,
I mean,
so
you could
let me be the girl in this situation and ask y'all real quick, because I'm not like savvy when it comes to
no stress.
baseball.
You asked your questions.
Okay.
I'm not savvy when it comes to baseball. So what the hell? Because it sounds like a soap opera, like a novela.
Oh, it was so dramatic. That inning was so dramatic.
Right. Okay, so you know what I'm asking about. Okay, what the hell happened? Because I know the basics, like the basics.
It was a giant domino effect. Like everyone just decided
that's why I'm asking y'all what happened.
We're gonna slow play it, okay? So like, Garrett Cole, who was the pitcher, he was dealing. Like, and what I mean by that is he was playing very well. He got up to the 5th inning with pretty much no hits, barely any pitches, and got 2 outs in the 5th.
That's right.
Inning.
He did give up his first hit in the 5th inning
pretty quickly, honestly. So at that point, there was a pop fly, easy, just right up. Just Aaron Judge, the center fielder, gets under it, looks at it, puts his glove up, and it just bounces off the end of his glove. It just bounced right off.
He took his eye off. He was trying to look at the runner for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So total mistake.
Okay.
So that's an error. There were 5
That's
runs.
Error 1.
There are 5 runs in that
3
inning.
errors
None
in the
of them
same inning.
earned.
I'm like,
2 errors in that inning, but two errors in that inning, but really 3.
Okay,
but really 3.
Yikes.
But really 3. So really there were 4 errors in that game, but they only called 3 of them. So man on first, now man on second.
Okay.
2 outs still.
No. There were 0 outs at that time. So Kiki started the inning with a single, and then whoever was after Kiki hit the fly ball to Judge. Judge dropped it. It's first and second, 0 outs.
Because of the strikeouts.
Okay.
Well, the strikeouts came afterwards.
So
it was bases loaded, no outs.
I'm getting to it. So first, Yankees are up by 5. First and second.
Remember,
no
I'm a
outs.
beginner. I don't know everything.
And so that's an easy play. Second easy play. Next batter hits the ball to the shortstop, Anthony Volpe. He sits between second and third. Anthony Volpe gets the ball, decides not to go for the double play, not sure why, and throws it to third. Now,
that was the right play.
When there's a fast runner, but he got an error for that. When there's a fast runner, he was already between him and the ball, so he tried to bounce it in. He was trying to be fancy.
He didn't really try to bounce it in. It was an awful throw.
It was an awful throw.
He Chuck Knobloch that throw to third base.
He Chuck Knobloch that throw. So
not me trying to be non-biased and stuff, and y'all here that
two errors,
like,
2 errors, right?
So now the bases are loaded and no outs.
Bases loaded, no outs in the heart, in the middle, the best part of the Dodgers order. Garrett Cole, though, is a man, and so Garrett Cole strikes out the next 2 guys.
Including Shohei Ohtani.
Including possibly the best hitter in baseball, Shohei Ohtani. Which is amazing. I was pumped. And then, Mookie Betts, who is pretty fast, kind of an awesome player, 2-time MVP, Mark.
I think he's just one, but I could be wrong.
Hits a ground ball to first baseman. Nothing special. Ground ball to first baseman. And Garrett Cole decides, now that he's done all that work, striking out those 2 guys, he points to the base. He just points to it.
It's like, you got this.
Points to it. You got this, man. But Mookie Betts, pretty fast, just realizes this is going south, and he runs.
He legged it out. He legged it out. So that was an error, honestly, but they gave him an infield single. So that's just one. That's just one run now. So now bases loaded. Bases loaded. Still 2 outs. And up comes Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, bases loaded. He hits a single up the middle.
It, Freddie.
2 more runs score.
Stop,
and then Teoscar, and then another batter comes up. Anyway, they tied up the game in that 1 inning.
That's crazy.
All those runs were unearned.
That
of all those errors.
Probably. And it will go down in history, but it is probably the biggest collapse of a defense in World Series history.
Now, with regards to those,
why I'm wearing.
I'm sorry.
That's why the clown wig.
With regards to the 2 guys from Game 4 that interfered, I mean, you're not supposed to do that.
No.
You're literally like the announcer says it, but during the game, like, do not interfere with the play. You will be kicked out. These guys obviously knew what they were doing. And I mean, a lot of good things happen when alcohol is involved, right?
Yeah, but like, what did it get them ultimately? Right? They still called it an out.
When you get close, because I've only been
and it got him ejected from the game.
But basically, like, floor seats, pretty much like for a fucking football game. I went for it was a few years ago.
It was on the floor of the WNBA.
It was
a lot.
but no, it was the Jets versus the Panthers a few years back. And I was there, like, right there at the field goal. And I remember being there, and shit was real different than what I was watching. So
it is a lot different in person.
Oh yeah,
but those 2 guys knew exactly what they were doing.
Well, because like when you're there, like you feel the atmosphere, the tension, and what's going on.
And then you see
right
different
there.
angles depending on where you're sitting.
Yep.
So like even right now, when it came to, I'm sorry to switch the what is the sport. But even with, WNBA, right now, a lot of people Sui apology because they were like, oh, that's not a foul. That's not a foul. You see different things when you're at different seats, depending on what the camera sees and all this other shit. You see different shit whenever you're on floor seats or you're at a different angle or something like that. You see different shit. So
and when it's live like that, I mean, I can see why those refs blew the whistle on that in real time. I mean, although most officials don't blow the whistle on that last second shot, right? They usually just let them play it out. I think that's kind of another story because WNBA refs don't get paid that much, and while I think the
refs are basically the rejects from the NBA. And right now, because of the fact that the WNBA is actually being watched the way that they say that nobody watches women's fucking sports or whatever. Now it's being watched. Now everybody's paying attention. And now they're seeing that certain refs, it was like this whole thing that the refs were on a betting site and all this other shit. Like, it was a whole thing. Because what we got is the NBA's rejects. And now that everybody's actually paying attention, now we're about to get, the switch up of coaches and refs.
Okay, didn't the coach of the Lynx have a official injunction against the end of the WNBA finals because of the call that they didn't call at the end?
Ooh. She did all of the extras.
She's pissed.
Sorry, but
she got fined. There was
an overtime,
though. She didn't get fined for that.
Oh, she totally get fined.
Thank you. Woo!
There was an overtime period, okay? It's not that you guys didn't lose the game.
Overtime is literally a fucking reset.
Yeah.
Okay?
They lost in overtime.
All of these people, we're going to stress about the reason that we got into overtime was because, all right, what happened was, let me rewind. What happened is when the camera panned over and they put the voices, like the mic to everybody, Sandy was caught saying, if you could get a foul, get that foul type shit, She was like, if you get a foul, get it.
I did hear that. But I mean, that's coaching in professional basketball.
That's part of the game, though, yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
So now all of a sudden, because they lost, the Lynx fans are losing their minds. But she got exactly what the fuck she was supposed to get. Okay? All right. If you want to argue, which now there's different camera views from like up above and stuff like that. So everybody owes Stewie an apology. But when it comes to that,
you guys know Kat was on TV the other day?
I've been on TV a few times.
She was. She was at the Liberty Party.
Oh, I was.
Ooh.
I was on the news.
She was. I was on the news.
That is cool.
But yeah, the thing is that, like, if you're gonna sit here, all right, we're gonna go back to, like I said, the end of the game. We had Stewie catch that foul, whatever. We're gonna jump back after the overtime because that essentially was a reset. That shit is 0-0 at that point.
It's not like you didn't lose the game on those free throws. It just got extended.
And not for nothing, now that we know why Ionescu was fucking up, and Stewie has never really been too good under pressure. And I learned that from when I first started watching 2 years ago. And
that's why she was an MVP. Who was the MVP there, Kat? Who was the MVP? Yeah.
There you
go. But like, even last year, when I first started really getting into it and watching, I went to the finals game and they had lost and I was pissed off. But I noticed between that game and this year, Stewie don't do good under pressure. She's amazing throughout the whole season. As soon as it gets to the final game, she absolutely just chokes. And I don't understand what happens. She's so fucking good throughout the entire season. And then she just like, I don't know how to do anything. All right.
Sometimes the best even tense up, right?
Now that we know, because I was mad at Ionescu. I was like, Ionescu and Stewart are going up both because I'm delusional. They're my friends and I put them in corners and stuff when they act bad. So I was like, Ionescu's going in the corner and Stewie's going in the other corner. But now that I know that Ionescu sat there and played with her whole ass hand fucked up and still continued, nah.
That's real.
Y'all ain't gonna play with your Ionescu.
We gotta move on.
Yeah.
That was as great as I expected it
to
be.
That was amazing.
This is trending longer than a Jeffem episode.
I know.
No.
Really?
I'm sorry, I talked too much.
It's okay.
No, we're 2 questions in.
No. This is great. This is great, Kat.
I'll take it.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
Can I just say, John, to answer the last part of your question before we move on, or what could the Yankees have used to win better? I think they needed more of Austin Wells' just screw it attitude from after Game 4. Did you guys see that interview post-game?
He just fucking forgot his just screw it attitude. He was like, yeah, fuck it. And he's like, he went 0 for 4 in Game 5. So he stopped just screwing it.
I don't get, don't stop screwing. That's what it comes down to.
That is a truth fact.
I second that and third that and fourth that.
It's good advice.
There we go.
Anybody listening, don't stop screwing.
That's right. Bad things will happen.
That was amazing. Don't stop screwing. I'm putting it in the hashtags.
Anybody listening, don't stop screwing.
I don't think we can do the show titled "Don't Stop Screwing Your Balls." That might
That's
now
okay.
go
I
over
think
well.
we are in
I'll
charge.
just take out the sections and put it on my live.
Are we in charge?
TikTok.
I don't
It's
think
okay.
I'm in
We
charge
are
anymore.
in charge.
no.
We
I
do
don't think we're in
anything
charge
we
anymore.
want.
All right,
All right, let's do
we
it.
got to move on, right?
Yep.
Hello.
Hola.
It's the next topic time, you know. It's everything that I wish you know, except except you. Give me something I can feel.
I can feel. Yeah,
Next topic.
Sorry, that was too awesome not to.
That was
pardon.
yeah. We had to do the call and answer parts, Mark.
And then he stopped. I was like, "Don't fuck up my flow." I
The
feel
third
like
topic of the show.
Don't mess up my groove.
All right, it's
I love
become
it.
a well-known topic that hasn't really been discussed in a while, but we want to bring it back to the forefront. Professional athletes are certainly no stranger to sexual allegations. You can argue that they get targeted, or you can admit that there's some undeserved entitlement with some of these young men. But more recently, there's been this has come to light with John's favorite kicker, Brandon McManus, or as John likes to say, McAnus,
Yep.
and also Patriots safety Jabril Peppers. Now, while Peppers is currently on the exempt list, the world and especially the Wisconsin area looks at McManus like a hero with recently 2 game-winning field goals. Lest we forget, this man was accused of sexually assaulting potentially 2 flight attendants on a London flight in September of last year. Now, this is also the same league with renowned deviants such as Kareem Hunt, the aforementioned Jameis Winston, Von Miller, and of course, 24-time defending champion Deshaun Watson.
Deviant is crazy. Deviant fucking killed me just now.
So, everyone, what are our thoughts on NFL players getting second chances because they're good football players?
Yeah.
The world's unfair. The world's unfair, and they're going to unfair advantage. I mean, straight up.
And not only that, but good football players get another even level of advantage.
Right? I mean,
didn't Tyreek Hill have a video of like actually abusing his girl like in an elevator or something? Or was that Kareem Hunt?
That was
Kareem Hunt.
No, Kareem Hunt when he beat this girl up, and it was so sad and it looked so fucked
That's
up.
terrible.
It's so fucked up.
He like hurt her, and then he came back and he kicked her like a petulant child. Like, fuck that guy.
The
Like,
fuck?
really? Fuck
Oh,
that guy.
that was the one that I'm thinking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And he later apologizes, but then he gets cut by the Chiefs, and then he pretty much instantaneously gets picked up by the Cleveland Browns. Now, he did play a little bit for the Browns, and now he's back on the Chiefs and potentially could win a Super Bowl ring.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that he started as a Chief, and then he got cut
Yeah.
from
The
there.
part about the Brandon McManus
Are
story.
y'all for real? Okay.
So
this
they have
flight
short
attendant
memories, I guess.
Was literally like, but you're just a
Who's
fucking
2 flight
It's
attendants?
when I come back to that, I don't even want to watch football no more.
We're like, you're just a fucking kicker. Like, undeserved confidence from a lot of fucking dudes in the world, and I am sorry. I apologize.
To be a
for my
kicker?
gender. That fucking kicker.
Yeah,
He's a fucking
McManus
place
is a kicker. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm not very hip or savvy
Sorry,
to like football in the past few years, but you just a kicker, shorty. Like what?
Yep. Yeah. No, it's true.
Yep.
Yeah, but he was entitled to these flight attendants.
Entitled is crazy.
Yeah.
Entitled go crazy, bro.
Rich guy's gonna
Everybody
rich
feel like
guy.
they're entitled to something.
Yeah. But I mean, how do you other than just
What?
the only way that you stop this is if the league has to clamp down on this. It can't tolerate this kind of
the
bullshit.
league doesn't care.
And they don't
When
care.
it comes to, Thank you. When it comes to the football league, listen, I stopped watching about 2 years ago. Like I said, I started getting into WNBA. The football league does not give a flying shit as long as you could play.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
They don't give a
exactly.
fuck what your PR looks
Right
like.
on the
They don't
nose,
give a
Kat,
fuck
right
what
on the
anything
nose.
looks like. They care if you can fucking play.
unless you're like smoke one pull of a joint and then you're instantly
like-
suspended for life.
Or gamble.
Or gamble on one sport that's not even related to the
but
NFL.
If you do some really fucking sabotaging as bullshit or some real like fucked up shit, they're still gonna sit there. Like, but can you play? Like,
yeah.
that's something that I've known my entire life. As long as you could play in football, even it goes back to like schools and shit like that. you could fuck up in your classes and stuff like that. The teachers are most likely be like, since you're a star player or since you're a player, that they'll forge it and make it so that you can actually fucking play. But when it comes to like football, especially, I've noticed since I was younger, as long as you can play and make them their bucks and make them, their scores and shit like that, they really don't care. They're gonna try to figure out a way to make it seem like everything that you do is a lesser
Sweep it under the rug.
Just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me, why isn't this as big of a deal in like the NBA and Major League Baseball?
Right.
Like all the other professional sports.
Yeah, it seems like NFL players are, maybe they're just that many more players on an NFL roster, and so the odds are you're going to get more assholes, but
that's why
I guess there are, but
I mean,
I don't know.
That's why I made that point, because they make it more serious when it comes to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be tougher on their players when what's his face?
You think that's what it is?
The Dominican guy on the Yankees, he beat his wife and he got fired. They
just,
kicked him off.
just done.
Done.
I don't mean to laugh, but the way you
Or
say
how about like Wandy Rodriguez? Is that, I don't even remember what his name is. The shortstop for the Rays. He's gone from the earth, I think.
No,
it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. I didn't remember his fucking name, and he's Dominican. So it's the Dominican guy.
Don't cancel me, guys. I know y'all see me.
It's all right.
Don't cancel me. But it made me laugh because
everyone knows we are all against this type of behavior by these players. No question about it. No question about it.
It seems to be the biggest issue in the NFL, that these guys are like, you know what? It's fine. Well, the NFL must have something to do with just sweeping it under the rug, maybe paying off some of the accusers.
I mean, you can't sit there and say that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
So Kat, funny story from this past summer. Rashee Rice, who is a wide receiver on the Kansas City Chiefs, he rented a car. He literally raced his rented car.
Like Fast and the Furious style.
Wait, rented a car and then
like a Lamborghini, like a supercar.
Like a supercar. He raced his friends in his other supercars that he already owned. He hit like a shitload of cars on the highway, and then he just left.
I know.
Yep, hit and run. Didn't people get seriously injured or killed in that?
Nobody got
killed, but they got hurt though.
No, it doesn't matter. You can damage people's cars. You can do all the.
Sure, yeah.
What?
Who's the guy who was driving drunk in college, who's now a Philadelphia Eagle, who killed people?
Jalen Carter.
That was Jalen Carter.
Killed people.
Wow.
Killed people. And I mean,
yeah, I'm just talking about sexual. Never mind, like all the other crimes that NFL will.
Listen, we get distracted. Also, if y'all ever have me on here again, we go this way, that way, up, down, left, right.
God, so many fucking times. This is you're doing so well.
Yes, it's all good.
Am I? Thank you. I just be talking, y'all.
And we're at time. We're not at time yet. So final thoughts on what we're talking about. Sexual harassment in the NFL. Go.
I'm gonna.
Well, NFL should take a stronger stance on this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they should.
Oh my God, yes.
But will they ever?
No.
No, probably not.
Not as long as Goodell's the commissioner.
No.
They don't fucking care. Like
unless the owners collectively hold the commissioner accountable for doing his enforcing job of this better, but they're not going to do that.
Are they going to?
Oh, because this commissioner has made them all a shit ton of money, so they're not going to do it.
Can we take a moment?
We don't care. And it's not under a microscope like certain fucking, certain sports and shit like that. Like even right now, like WNBA is under a microscope because they're like, oh my God, it's a new sport. Like it's not a new sport. It's the same shit. Just women. Like
30 years.
But it's coming into the spot, right? But it's coming into the spotlight now. So now everybody's like the ISR on is going like shoom, like on the WNBA.
From this, that, and the third that we've already been distracted from, because not for nothing. As far as I've been watching football since I was a younger kid. I grew up in a Jets household. My mom is a Jets fan. Now I only stopped watching about 2 years ago. Now I'm sitting here like, okay, y'all biased as hell. Nobody cares.
Straight up,
y'all just doing whatever y'all want.
That was the best play of the Jets' whole season. Garrett Wilson with a ridiculous.
Oh, did they overturn that challenge?
Alone.
Yeah. He OBJ'd that catch.
He
OBJ'd that.
He got 2 feet down.
I might have.
But the second foot was the same foot. That was incredible.
Yeah, the second foot was the same foot. Okay,
I
so
didn't know how they count.
We're all watching the game but you.
Pete.
Garrett Wilson, who is your best
Pete,
wide
go like
receiver.
that.
Yeah, fix your hair, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta,
He
right there. We
jumped.
gotta see your eyeballs.
there we
He
go.
jumped higher than the defender, literally higher than him. He put his
Beautiful.
arm
I
up
gotta
as
get
high
this
as
little-
he could. He caught the ball with one hand. He landed on his side.
They're showing the Odell Beckham catch now.
Oh my God, what a crazy, incredible catch.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to say then let's finish this with amending my previous statement from the end of the last topic that K-Rod helped me out with here. And that is, don't stop screwing consensually.
You get a golf clap for that, sir. That was incredible. Pete, your comic timing.
You see how that's my brother? We both just, don't stop screwing, baby.
Pete,
Don't
your
stop screwing.
your comedic timing is getting really very good.
Sometimes I'm funny.
Very good.
Sometimes.
I'll be back if y'all let me.
All right, so we sort of mentioned it, so we're going to talk about it. There is a major shakeup in coaching jobs in the WNBA, and currently there are seven available positions, most of them from people being let go. So this weekend, the Connecticut Sun announced that they would be parting ways with incredibly successful coach Stephanie White. In her 2 seasons, White went 55-25 and led the team to 2 semifinal appearances. Coincidentally, however, the Fever coach, Christy Sides, was also let go this week. So all signs obviously pointing to White being the next piece in the Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark puzzle. So what's the importance of top coaches along with all-star players like Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell in pro basketball? After Nate Tibbetts, Phoenix Mercury coach, was made the highest paid coach in the WNBA last season, do you think players prefer a female coach over a male coach?
All right, I don't feel like it's. I'm sorry if I'm just jumping ahead.
No,
but,
it's a good question for you. Go for it.
I don't feel
This
like
is literally a question that I
it
wrote
has
for you.
to do. Oh, thank you. But I don't feel like it has to do with male and female. I feel like if you're going,
No, I don't think so either.
Right. I feel like if you're gonna. The thing about Nate is that he came from coaching a whole ass other team. So he knows what it's like to deal with women who play basketball. So
25 years of experience, like a very been around the league guy. He's never coached a team on his own though.
Right. But if you even see from the sidelines or when things happen in the games, from when Nate has been with Phoenix Mercury, he pays attention to his team. He talks to them.
I mean, they were a better team this year. I think he's a very good coach, honestly.
Yeah, he's an amazing coach because if you see, even from the sidelines, even, we sit courtside sometimes and stuff like that. Like you can see that he gets to know his team and they have such a good connection with him that they know, like, okay, we're understanding. He makes certain like little signals and stuff like that. And I've noticed it from sitting on the side. He makes certain signals and him and not for nothing when it comes to the Phoenix Mercury, especially, he may have been good wherever he was, but when it comes to Phoenix and like the team and when it comes to Cloud and Brittany and Tarasi and stuff like that, he's very good with knowing how to talk to them and knowing who's good where. And I feel like the reason that they haven't switched him out is because he really should be there. I think people say male versus female. It doesn't matter. Like they're going to say, oh, because he's a male, of course he coached it different. No, it's the fact that Nate has a habit that I've noticed of like really being in the players' lives and seeing how they do things. And
that makes sense.
He has a very close relationship with every single player, and he learns every single player individually. Because that's what you have to do as a coach. You need to know who each player is and what position they will play best and how they would do that.
Right.
And Nate, I feel like actually jumps into that. Instead of everybody else who has like a strict like military, like you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. I feel like Nate is very cool with everybody, and he's like, okay, very like
So, Kat, I have an interesting
you're good
question.
at this, you're good at that. Like let's figure this out.
I mean,
I have an interesting question for you then, Kat. Do you think that Phoenix is in the Stephanie White lottery? Because I mean, as far as
she's going to the Fever.
You think you just got into
that is like super collusion right there. Like there was a report that came out about that. It's like everyone thinks that she's going to the Fever to coach Caitlin Clark.
I mean, yeah, I think so too. I think 100%. But I mean, Stephanie White.
Why would the Sun get rid of her? Why would they get rid of her?
Probably the winningest coach in WNBA in the last 2 years, 3 years. Like 55-25 is an incredibly
That's a huge
good
record. Yeah.
I mean,
if they change things,
good.
I feel like it will be behind Caitlin, and that would be the biggest fuck up that they do, because they're trying to kind of market the one person instead.
Well, yeah, they're definitely trying to cater to Caitlin Clark.
No,
and that's what's pissing me off.
I think that one of the reasons
actually happening recently. That's what's actually happening. They're trying to cater to Caitlin Clark because she's the face,
the golden child.
Pretty much. So they're trying, but they're also at the same time kind of downplaying the rest of the players.
And that's no good, right?
And that's where they're fucking up.
It's like, how do you get the best out of Caitlin Clark in the system you're trying to do with the other players?
It pissed the whole league off. I mean,
percent sure that they're downplaying the other players, but they're focusing a lot on Caitlin Clark.
But Caitlin just got here and has to learn the new, because like college rules and WNBA rules.
And it showed the first few games she played, right? Huh. It showed the first few games that she played. She struggled like the first 10, 12 games.
Mm-hmm.
But she did kind of bounce back, and the Indiana Fever also bounced back as well. There was a previous episode where I completely blamed the coach on Caitlin Clark like struggling, because not being able to teach your players like really what they're supposed to do and guide them in the right way. I mean, she struggled for a reason, I think, and it was because of coaching. And they bounced back, not really because of coaching. I think it's just Caitlin Clark is a smart enough player that she kind of figured a lot of things out.
Also
but she definitely struggled in the beginning.
They got much better at playing as a team. I mean, you think about it. The Fever now have the #1 draft pick for the last 2 years.
They had they had Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. It's like, how is this team so bad? And then they really got it together.
They were very good in this. I mean, they were very bad before they got gelled, but they were very good in the second half.
What's pissing me off is how everybody's just like bypassing Asia Wilson and certain other players that are really good. Like really good. Everybody's just kind of like focusing and like.
Well, Kat, this has been my argument on our WNBA topics for the last couple of episodes, probably for the last couple of months, is that the WNBA right now is in a very an upward spike, and they have a lot of stars and more stars maybe than they've ever had.
They're trying to make everybody a face.
And a lot of faces, though, right?
And by the way, they need to shine a light more on Angel Reese too, because
she's a great player.
Girls on fire. Girls on fire.
And Brianna Stewart and Stephanie Ionescu.
The two that stop playing with them. Angel Reese and Asia Wilson are fucking monsters. Stop playing with these girls.
Did you see Angel Reese's fit at the most recent event she went to?
Angel Reese's fit on every
whole social media fire. Yes.
She had a blonde wig on. She looks so good.
Angel Wilson and Angel Reese both be killing those little fashion Victoria's Secret looks. Like they turn them.
See, I'm using the words again, Kat. Are you proud of me?
Oh, yes.
I said fit, and you know what I was talking about.
John,
I know.
I'm pretty sure we're at time. But going back to your...
I know that from Love Island UK because Steph watched that.
I'm sorry, I be killing y'all shit.
Going back to your question about men and women kind of coaching women's basketball. Basketball is one of those few sports where the men's game and the women's game are, for the most part, the exact same thing. So players will respect you if you just know your shit, which is why I think the NBA, very close. Becky Hammond is on the verge of becoming an NBA coach. I think... I mean, she kind of proved it when she was assistant. Correct. She kind of proved it being an assistant coach on the Spurs. I mean, you had Greg Popovich above you, and Pop is one of the GOATs. But Becky Hammond will be, I have no doubt in my mind, Becky Hammond will be the first female coach in the NBA, and there's no reason for the men to really as Pete would say, deny her knowledge because she knows a shitload.
I respect Becky's gangster.
Absolutely. Like she knows the game. She knows how to coach too. Like if you are a leader, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. People will follow you if you're a good leader.
and Becky
You
Hammond's,
have to be very like you have to be very demanding and stuff. Like Becky, the thing is, like, you could tell backstage like across there. But anyway, like back in the room, you could tell that she'd be like ripping everyone to shreds. Like get the fuck back in there.
She's definitely a
And,
no
like,
nonsense coach.
you know, she's one of those that you could tell she'd be cursing everybody out. Get your shit together.
Well, you're talking about her predecessor, Bill Laimbeer, maybe the best NBA player, one of the best NBA players of all time.
Played. No, right? Nothing. You could tell that Becky's like, get it the fuck together. Y'all got me fucked up. Like,
did you just say Bill Laimbeer is one of the best NBA players of all time?
Who said what?
Not?
That's exactly what you just said.
Is he not?
Oh,
not that.
He may be one of the dirtiest NBA players of all time.
You got to do like this. You got to from the side.
He was a good he was a good coach.
Period.
I will give Bill Laimbeer that.
Period.
And so Bill Laimbeer, if Mark buried the lead, Bill Laimbeer is Becky Hammon's predecessor in the Las Vegas Aces, and probably the coach that got them to be a championship level team, maybe, possibly.
So is he the WNBA's version of Buck Showalter? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
I was going to say if he's the NHL version of Brad.
Oh my God,
Marchand.
we're at 92 minutes and we're still not even halfway through the topics.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's a lot of good stuff on this show.
I just feel bad. John's the one that edits this.
I know.
John's the one that edits this.
I've been fast forwarding the.
It's all right. The clearing of my throat will edit out like 2 minutes nonstop. So.
All right,
that'll shorten the show.
I'm gonna try and bring in my inner Alicia Keys. I don't know if I can do it.
Oh boy!
Ready?
Good luck, Mark.
I don't even know if my mic's gonna pick this up. Hold on.
Back up.
I keep on falling in love with the next topic.
That was great.
Sometimes I love you.
I'm so surprised that my mic picked up that
one worked.
That whole thing.
You just have to sing like Alicia Keys all the time. That's the secret.
Yeah. I know. Wait, whose turn is it? Is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank another fake sponsor, Halftime BBQ.
By the way,
Refuel at Halftime Barbecue, where smoked meats and savory sides give you the perfect break between quarters. Halftime BBQ, because the best plays happen over ribs.
I can get down with that.
Y'all, listen, you're fake. I wasn't prepared for your fake sponsorship.
Plays happen over ribs.
Some of this stuff that Mark does, I'm like, man, I wish that was real.
I was trying.
That's why like the tagline was the only reason why I picked this one.
Oh my God, the best plays happen over ribs.
Fuck
yeah.
Yes.
I'm in. All right,
we're going to talk a little wrestling. Now, there's a premium live event for the company formerly known as World Wrestling Federation in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia this weekend. Now, the partnership between these two entities have lasted for 10 years, and WWE even signed a 10-year deal in 2018 to host annual premium live events there. Now, this country certainly does not have the greatest reputation, especially with regards to human rights that include, and not limited to, regular discrimination against women, tampering with, and in some cases executing journalists, and migrant workers being treated as slaves. Now, some professional wrestlers have recused themselves from these events, including Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, and John Cena. So, everyone, what are our thoughts on WWE's continual relationship with Saudi Arabia?
I think they like making money.
It's all about money, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all about fucking money.
I think they like making money and they like being international, and they're pushing international a lot. They had that Scotland event this year. I mean, they're going pretty hard.
Well, to be fair, they usually do a European leg every year, but this is the first. I think this is the first time that they've been doing more premium live events overseas.
All right, so we have to remember that we're going into like a transition from Vince weird ass to Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
True.
Sure.
Because if we're going to be realistic about it, the people that are running it right now are Triple H and Shawn Michaels, which is why Vince now is going into his own little thing, which
don't steal.
Which we might talk about a little later.
What are you doing?
Don't steal the lead. We're talking about that next.
Well, y'all
yes.
talking about wrestling, so
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry.
And Vince was the one that penned the deal with Saudi Arabia in 2018.
yeah.
And I mean, you have to honor it's a 10-year contract.
Right.
I mean,
so
some of the premium live events have been pretty cool. I mean, I loved the Greatest Royal Rumble event when the guy like was running down the ring, and I can't think of his name right now. But he tripped and he like slid underneath the ring. What's this guy? He was from Florida. Oh my god, I can't think of his name right now.
What is it?
Titus. Yeah, Titus.
O'Neil. There we go. Thank you. It was Titus O'Neil. He just like slipped right under.
It was such a funny moment.
Oh, man.
But they go there every year now, and that's where they're going this weekend.
And I'm not even gonna lie, like I kind of like I know that it's like fucked up for certain females. They're like, oh, why should we be covered up? But I kind of like the way that they have like the little cover ups and
well, for a while,
when you're out there for the women.
For a while, they couldn't even wrestle there.
Right.
Yeah.
So like this makes a little like it may be a little bit to certain people, but it's a big step for them to let women even wrestle in general.
I was going to say, are the female athletes wrestling as well?
I'm not gonna lie, their little cover up thingies look kind of fucking cool. Like,
well, that's the thing, Pete, and I guess John knows this. The women wrestle in an entirely covered up because, I mean, let's be honest. Usually the male wrestlers are showing more skin anyway.
Yeah,
but, like women can't show any skin.
Huh?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
And
except their face. It's actually kind of amazing. They can show their face.
Right. That's what. Thank you.
Oh,
you
wow.
got
the
that.
state of the women's card right now.
They can show, at least in wrestling, they can show like their face for the most part.
Mm.
And then like their arms and their legs and everything has to be covered, but they still pull it off. And I think it's really cool to respect the culture over there.
Crazy that they're not like tripping over each other with
pull it off.
Doing that. Yeah, that's impressive. It's also just such a weird culture shock to see that. And I don't know if that'll ever change even in our lifetimes, you know?
I don't think it will.
I mean, you look
at it. Do business with Saudi Arabia, though?
I know.
I know that they're like it's aware of like the American, because that's the thing. The problem is that we're so stuck in like American culture should be accepted everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
No. So when it comes to Saudi Arabia and stuff like that, we have to assimilate to what they're comfortable with, what they deem acceptable.
What if WWE started doing events in Russia or China?
Yeah.
They would have to go with what they set.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
North Korea. What if WWE went to North Korea?
North Korea would never let them even in.
They would never. Thank you.
Yeah.
They would never let that go. When it comes to,
I'm sure they would try.
You have to sign a contract, so you have to deem what's respectable, what's not, what's able to go. It's never gonna happen over there.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess that maybe the one angle you could look at it is like the common language in all of this is money, as we already said. I mean, what if this becomes pretty popular and then WWE or whatever is like, hey, we're going to pull out of here until you are a little bit more lax on these things. Like, look at the city.
I'm going to do it, John.
Like one example in the Middle East, and I mean, yes, it's a different country, right? So there may be different laws. There's different things, but the city of Dubai is in such a weird identity crisis, you could say, with these very stuck religious and cultural values that they've had for thousands of years, and the modern world doesn't do that anymore. So I just wonder if that's going to spread to countries like Saudi Arabia.
There's too many different countries and stuff like that. There's too many different like WWE is not the only wrestling industry that's going like. I don't know how to say the word.
Biggest.
It
is the biggest right now, especially because Triple H is doing the best, but it's not the only. You feel me? So it's almost like.
But AEW is not going to Saudi Arabia.
It almost seems like we're self-centered to think that we couldn't from any other wrestling, company or whatever.
Two things. First, Kat, you have a lot of fans, and Mark says hi. Official Mark. And
He said hi
second-
earlier.
Official mark, yeah.
He said hi earlier. And second thing, we are
Hi,
out of
baby.
time. Final thoughts on this topic.
Wrestling?
Well, this specific thing
specifically
about
wrestling in Saudi Arabia.
Arabia.
Because
yeah.
I'm gonna ask another
Are
one.
you
then.
are you gonna watch the?
Arabia, I
Do you
feel like
regularly watch the premium live
guys
events?
have to respect. Like, if we're gonna go out there, you gotta respect. If you're seeking out to go out there, because we didn't have to go out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're seeking out to go out there, respect what the fuck they ask.
I agree. By the way,
That's it.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go out there. If they ask certain things, you have the choice whether to not follow that.
the
or
world's
follow it.
a giant fucking
That's not
multipot,
you.
right? And we don't have to push our ideas on anybody.
No.
We
No.
should just-
Absolutely
and
not.
at the end of the
I feel a
day-
little. I feel a little creepy when I watch the live events though that are filmed in Saudi Arabia. But I see how happy a lot of the fans are.
I mean,
So
Yeah.
I kind of get
And even
them
the fact
doing
that
it.
women are able to do it.
Yeah.
I guess right. It's one step at a time.
when you really think about it, that's a big deal, right?
And yeah, maybe this is a stepping stone for them to be
Sure.
a little bit more
Mhm.
liberal
Yeah.
with the terms of women's rights.
Yeah.
Everything's little
we
by
can only
little.
hope.
Everything's little by little.
that's a-
And not for
that's a
nothing,
good
I
end.
respect the WWE for trying to make not only women, because we're not going to make it about like this women thing or whatever. No, but to open like Saudi Arabia and all these other places out to the shit that we do over here. Like,
Yeah,
Mm.
straight up.
I love that. I love that. I love
Mark, sing me
blended
a song, man.
cultures and blended everything.
We're gonna talk about wrestling more, Kat. Don't you worry.
Wait.
One,
Wait.
one more time.
Start over.
One more time, bro. Less high.
I'm not ready to make nice. I'm not ready to back down. Cause I'm mad as hell for the next topic. Spinning round and round and round.
Nice.
So whatever note you just did, Mark, in the beginning, that's the note it does.
Well, I think it was just.
I love that. Beautiful.
I think it just needed a second to like recover there. It was weird.
I
Yeah.
feel like Pete. I feel like I have to
I'm pretty
pee.
sure that was the right key finally.
All right, so we're gonna roll on this WWE train, and I told you we talk about it. Everyone thought
Roll out.
they had given Vince McMahon enough money to ride off into the night, but he
Oh,
hasn't
boy.
done just yet. The former WWE chairman has been rumored to be starting a new entertainment company with the help of several of his old executives, including Brad Blum, who is the former WWE COO, his chief operating officer. Despite his ongoing legal issues, there's a lot of them, McMahon's new venture will reportedly focus on producing film and TV projects of both fiction and nonfiction. So what do we think about the return of Vince McMahon? What do we think really happened in the merger with UFC and the ultimate formation of the TKO group? And what stars can we expect to be tempted by this new project?
You know, Kat, don't filter us. Tell us how you really feel about this topic.
Right. Yeah.
First of all, fuck Vince. All right. Y'all want to get me
Vince.
started.
We can
First
start.
of all,
but
fuck Vince. And the reason that shit is going so well is because DX is in power.
Yes.
Vince has all the way fucked shit up because he's always wanted shit to go his way. Even creative. He thought he was king of the novelas. And he was the only one that could fucking make a storyline and shit like that. And he always did shit in a weird way. And what I love is that Triple H right now is making things very, very DX.
the stories
Okay,
are much
very
better.
DX. It's very
He's thinking
DX,
long term with
and
a lot of
we're
things
doing
too.
that. Right. Like, it's very DX, but it's also because remember, they're going to Netflix. So he's kind of just jump starting the madness that's about to happen on Netflix.
As I might have to get
it's
Netflix.
gonna be wild.
Oh, yeah. So that's what it's going to take for Mark to get Netflix finally?
I might have to get
Netflix
Netflix.
is
will
gonna
get
be
Netflix
like
for-
Attitude Era DX Central. Like, it's about to fucking be crazy as hell. So I feel like Triple H right now is just like jump starting us. He's like, okay, you see the wild shit that's happening right now on Raw and SmackDown? Just wait for Netflix in January. Like,
What does Kat? What does WWE look like with no censorship? Like bad words, like sexual content. Like what does it look like?
even before Attitude Era. Like,
so fucking
fuck
excited.
Wait, does
Fuck
that mean
all of
bra and
that.
panties matches are coming back?
Fuck titties, fuck all that. For me, that even though I love titties,
I mean, who doesn't really?
But
Preach.
that's the gay
Preach,
side. I'm
get it,
sorry.
girl.
Leave me alone.
Oh, we don't have the high five thing on our soundboard, do we?
Oh, that would have been perfect.
High five.
We had this high five in the somewhere that was like,
I feel like with less restrictions, there's going to be, first of all, more creativity when it comes to storylines. There's going to be more like, because I grew up watching like McFoley and stuff like that, like the hardcore matches and shit like that. And I don't know if y'all know, in Puerto
I missed
Rico,
the hardcore title.
Puerto Rico is actually the home of the hardcore. If you really like research, like Dean Ambrose or whatever you want to call them, or what. Home of the hardcore is actually the island, my island. So
some people would argue that Philadelphia is the home of hardcore with ECW, but go on.
That's adorable.
but
Until
it's
you
wrong.
pay attention to before televised events and how backyard wrestling was
baby.
fucking
backyard.
crazy
Oh, you're going all the way to backyard wrestling.
In Puerto Rico, besides baseball, because we beat that baseball, but in Puerto Rico, backyard wrestling was just like a thing that we do, like a pastime. It wasn't like a professional thing that we thought would go anywhere. Even when I was younger, like all my neighbors and stuff, like, because I grew up, before I went to school, I grew up in Puerto Rico, and then I came over here to go to school. And so out in Puerto Rico, ever since you're younger, you're used to backyard wrestling and stuff like that. So you don't think about storylines. You think about like who can do what, and like and I feel like Triple H right now is focusing more on how people actually are in the ring, besides like how Vince was like more focused on storylines.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he decides to go
I think Triple H is focused on both.
Yeah, but I feel like more action is being, produced from Triple H and Shawn Michaels, especially Shawn Michaels.
Absolutely.
What people don't realize is Shawn Michaels is over there tag teaming with him behind the scenes because Shawn Michaels runs NXT. So they're doing like a tag team thing. And I feel like them two together, because imagine DX. Who would have imagined DX running shit right now?
Yeah, seriously.
And then now we're going to Netflix,
that is
which
such a
just
good
opens up a
point,
whole fucking thing. So Triple H and Shawn, you think when we get to January and we go to Netflix, that shit is not about to open the fuck up to Attitude Era and before? Because
I'm not 100% convinced of that. I'm really not, because there's still kids in the audience. So I'm not 100% convinced that it's going to go all the way back to the Attitude Era.
Parenting. That's not their responsibility. That's the thing.
It's still a different. It's not their responsibility. It's not the 90s anymore, right? There's a lot of shit we did in the 90s that we're not supposed to do anymore.
Yeah.
So
that's
why I don't think the Attitude Era is going to quite come back, but there's going to be a lot less restrictions with certain things.
But there's also
I'm at least looking forward to the fact that when the crowd saying like fuck you and whatnot, that's not going to get bleeped out.
It's going to get bleeped out. Well, not on Netflix, but it's going to get bleeped out.
No, yeah, not on Netflix.
When it's
on Netflix.
Televised.
Yeah.
But again, it's been since before. It's not a new rule. That's the thing. Like, people are basing it off of the new shit. It's not a new rule. New fans are like, oh my God, we shouldn't bring our children. No. Fans that have been fans for a long time, people that know wrestling, are not going to sit here and have a fucking heart attack over the kids seeing, people cursing and all the blood and all that. It depends on what you're bringing your shot. If you're going to come to a wrestling event and think that everybody's going to be sunshine, rainbows, buttercups and shit, no, you got the wrong audience. That's on you.
Do you think signing on
anybody else?
Do you think signing on with Netflix is a gamble? Because they used to just be on like basic cable. And now this is 100% streaming.
Because I'm not even front. I don't feel like buying Netflix just for that. But
oh, really?
Yeah, I don't feel like watching it. I don't feel like watching it.
I already have Netflix, so.
I don't feel like watching
and to be
on
fair,
Netflix.
most people already do have Netflix.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you already have it, would that change your mind?
Piracy, like I'm one of those, because I'm not gonna sit here just because I don't watch nothing on Netflix. The only reason I would buy Netflix is for wrestling. I don't watch nothing on Netflix.
I mean,
I'm right with you,
that
Kat.
would-
I'm right
that
with you,
would have-
Kat.
that would have
I
to be
have not
something
been
for
a
me to think
Netflix
about.
subscriber for years.
I think that's their rub. They're trying to get every demographic.
Yeah.
But if they
is run
do
by-
go,
Netflix
I'm
is
not
run
even
by
sure
very
I'm gonna
smart
do it.
people,
Yes.
and they've got it
Because
to the
Netflix
place.
has no censors. They're just gonna wow the fuck out. And I
And
feel
they've
like
got-
they're preparing us for that right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and they've got it to a place where they can charge $20-something a month, and people pay it.
And that's one reason why I don't want to do
And
Netflix
it's
is because it's just going to
just-
keep going up.
It is
Gotta
pretty expensive.
keep
Yeah.
going up.
Well, I mean,
It's just
yeah.
gonna keep going up. And it's
Crazy because
wild. We're in
Netflix
a
started
wild
real
place.
humble. It started like
They-
Real humble.
Redbox, like real humble.
Yeah, but then
Like,
Orange is the New Black was
I
$3
so.
I know.
movie, like,
Well-
Rent a few DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them in the
Right,
mail.
Well, I mean,
now they're like, pay us $20,000
Right.
fucking dollars. Like,
it's almost like, well, Orange is the New Black was too good, where it just rocketed them into this
yeah.
situation where, right, that was an incredible show, but it instantly showed people like, oh, this is the future.
Yeah, and
Original
then it went,
content on
like,
streaming.
This way after that,
Yeah,
like it just instantly just started to go down.
yeah, because
And that's why certain things now they have like live options. I haven't had Netflix in a while, but now they have like live options and shit.
I have
there
a
was
real
a
problem, and I really like streaming content a lot.
yeah,
really,
and I mean
really
Netflix
do.
does have a
And
lot
I
of good
really-
shows, but
I really
there are a lot of other
can't-
options out there now too. But there was a window where
can't
it
watch
was
network television. Pete, network television is bad.
I have
there
Sling.
were some good exceptions over the last few years, but like This Is Us, Steph raves about them.
Are you gonna tell me Manifest is a good show again?
Hey, no, Manifest is its own. No, look, there are shows that are legit.
There's a Lost Light
Okay.
show on ABC called Manifest. It's not good.
Hey, that's now a Netflix exclusive, by the
That's not
way.
good. I was trying to figure it out. Then he said, and it's not good.
It's that became a Netflix exclusive after that
Yeah,
run.
it's not good.
No, it's still not
really
good.
very
What's
bad
it called?
show.
It's still not good. But you know what? Now it's not good, but it's also in Dolby Vision HDR.
What is it called?
It's called Manifest.
It's really bad.
about okay,
Manifest?
so we're out of
Manifest,
time,
yeah.
but we're gonna do it real quick.
Wait, are we
Kat,
to-
it's about a plane.
Did we pivot
It's
to
about a plane.
Manifest?
Yeah, we're on
Oh,
Manifest now.
jeez.
It's fine. It's totally fine. It's about a plane that
awful.
goes up and goes through a hole in the space-time continuum or whatever, some magic shit nonsense.
Yes.
And it comes
magic
out
shit
3 years
nonsense. Exactly.
And it comes out 3 years later. or
5 years
5 years
later.
later.
But
5 years later.
Nobody
and
on the
everybody
plane
thinks
aged a
that-
day, but the rest of the world aged 5 years.
Yes.
So like
Nobody
Buzz
in the plane-
Lightyear movie.
Sort of. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
is that
sort of
is
like
that the
Buzz
plot of
Lightyear.
the Buzz Lightyear movie?
It's sort of like the plot of the
Something
Buzz
like
Lightyear movie.
that.
But like,
So nobody on the Manifest plane aged a day, and everybody thought they were dead, but now they're back. And like people's like spouses get
But-
remarried and shit like
But
that.
there's
They all
also-
have magic. They all have magic powers,
right?
And
Like,
they all have like.
there was a kid that
Wait,
boarded
so
the
now
plane
y'all
with
fucked me up.
like there was
Now
a kid that
there's
boarded the
magic
plane with
powers.
cancer, but then when they come back, he had no trace of it. There was,
Magic powers, cancer. You know I'm done talking now.
but then the people, then they find out that people start
then there's
dying
more.
like eventually after. So then there's this whole death date thing where they know they're gonna die at a certain time unless they like follow these weird callings. It's really weird.
Very bad. And anyway, we're out of time.
Yeah, and it just got weirder
Now
as it
my
went
brain
on.
hurt. Anyway.
Hey, Mark, it's your question, bro.
Go, Mark.
I'm gonna get us done. 10 minutes, baby. Come on.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, it's me. I'll
Let me
be
see if I can do
waiting.
this. Ready?
Yep.
No.
I said 1, 2, 3, gonna hand it come with me because it looks so fine. Because it's next topic rhyme.
That's a good song.
All right, I have a simple question for everyone. This may blow up in my face. This topic.
Don't get it
We'll
on your
see.
face.
How do we keep it demure? And if we don't know what that is, then what are other internet trends that we are following or do we remember?
Oh, demure.
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 I don't know, motherfucker.
Next topic.
I ain't never been demure in my life.
There we go. Next topic. If you want to make up
very
some time.
country-faced.
No, I'm just
All
kidding.
right, so
I'm kidding.
I mean, I guess we can talk about how ridiculous that stupid fucking trend is, and how.
So what?
ridiculous.
Yeah, what is this? I missed
Okay,
this
so there's
completely.
a TikTok trend about people
A
saying
TikTok.
random shit in their lives and saying
We're a
how
little late
it's
on this too. This was a
so
TikTok
demure,
trend like a couple months ago.
Very demure, very mindful. So pretty, so demure, so mindful.
I don't do
yeah,
none of
keep it
that.
demure, keep it mindful. I'm seeing that. Yeah.
I didn't do none of that.
I mean,
That's the
no, I
thing.
mean, not doing that shit at all.
And it's
right?
crazy because it originally stemmed from this girl Selena,
Mhm.
and who is a trans woman.
Fuck yeah, cat.
And it started from Selena, that she was very demure, this that. And apparently, from what I've seen on TikTok, it like stemmed onto like a trend where someone else made it like bigger.
Yep.
But people that knew Selena knew that it came from her, and then like it was this big thing. And so now everybody's like, anything that is out in the, because I'm from the Bronx. So anything out here, like if they be trolling, if you do anything nice or anything it's very demure, very mindful, and it's like y'all still wretched ass. But anyway, it's just become a trend. Like anything that you do that I guess is proper is
Kat,
very
demure. I gotta tell you, Kat, you are always invited back. This is great.
Yeah.
You know,
although
I will say this that Sabrina girl, she actually got on Jimmy Kimmel.
Wow.
Good for her,
okay.
Right?
I mean, Kimmel just put on the Rizzler, the little Italian boy who does all the. I mean, like
the what?
The Rizzler.
There's a little Italian boy. It's called the Rizzler.
Okay.
And he's just like a little fat kid, but his whole family's on YouTube and they're pretty famous. I mean, it is a version of fame.
Is he the one that came up with Riz?
Huh.
That's what I was thinking. I was like the Rizzler.
Like he does everybody.
Although he does a Riz face where he does like
Batman.
He does the eye thing and he does the chin thing.
Like, I feel like the
mewing.
catches all the bitches.
Have you guys heard of mewing?
Mewing?
Mewing.
Please send help. I feel. All right, what the fuck is mewing?
It's supposed to be a chin exercise, but kids in high school are using it to not answer their teachers. They're like, "Oh, I'm."
Leave my. By the way, just if I come back on this podcast again,
yes,
her name is
do
Patricia. Okay, my double chin has a name. Her name is Patricia. So sometimes she be like talking and shit.
Amazing.
So just so you know. That's Patricia.
So wait, so the next time we need to ask Patricia to be on the show as well.
Sometimes if y'all want to, y'all can ask Patricia.
Okay. So is this kind of like similar to the whole trad wife thing too, which SNL highlighted a couple weeks ago?
That's another completely different thing.
Completely different, but it's still.
Everybody made fun of me for being fat for so long that I gave her a name.
I love it.
Hey.
I love it.
Funny you.
Her name is Patricia now.
Making fun of you.
Yeah, seriously.
Write your own fucking story, right?
Period. Yeah. And here I am, and y'all not on the podcast, so.
Yeah. She's on the podcast. Well, I don't see you on the podcast.
And I'll be back. So.
Fuck yeah, you will.
Nobody making.
All right, so this topic pretty much went the way I thought it was going to be. Here are some other things according to WatchMojo.com that were some really popular trends. Remember chat roulette?
No.
Wow.
You don't remember chat roulette?
Thought about I haven't.
Yeah. Was that a TikTok thing?
It's been a while.
Oh no. Actually, did you see the guy? Okay, so I have a good story about this. Did you see the guy on chat roulette who got matched with some people and he's talking to this dude with his girl and he's like he's like, honey, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you over there? And so he randomly at another part of the country found his girlfriend's twin sister that he didn't know existed.
Oh shit.
On chat roulette.
Did she know it?
Whoa.
Nobody knew. She's like, oh shit, where were you born? Like she knew.
And this
she
was
had a
random?
Twin.
So
random on chat roulette.
That is freaking cool.
Like an actual biological, like it wasn't doppelganger. It was like it was a
biological
chick
connection.
Had a real twin sister that she never knew of. Dude,
Parent trap like a motherfucker.
Dude was like, "That's my girlfriend. What the fuck is she doing in your house?"
Wait, I'm sorry, girlfriend. I'm sorry, pause.
Yeah, dude got on chat roulette with two people. He saw this girl with this dude, and this dude was like, "That's my girlfriend." He's like, "No, fuck you. That's my girlfriend."
But they were identical twins.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Twins,
different person.
Different parts of the country.
Different person.
That's my best part.
That's freaking crazy.
No,
anybody who's listening should Google that. It's a real fun video.
By the way,
become
guys,
friends. They become friends and they like hang out.
Share it.
Hey Pete.
Yo.
NFL's weird.
And I'm
the Jets are gonna beat the Texans.
I know. I've been.
Sauce Gardner looks like he's hurt.
I'm gonna go pee.
Oh, and he was just pissed off with the penalty earlier, and now he's
pissed off.
The ref's just pointing at him.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do a pee. I'm gonna go.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it wasn't me this time.
Guys, stop talking about it. Just move your ass.
Just go.
We got more show to do.
But don't bring the camera.
sorry,
Wait. Don't bring the camera with you. Okay. It looked like shit.
Oh shit, my hat. All right.
A totally different
Now
podcast
the
if
cat's
that
not
were to
here.
happen.
We got to move on to the next topic. Mark, do you know what time it is?
Dude.
Oh my God, I hope this one doesn't. It's the fun topic. So close.
Close.
That was really good.
Mark, I'm getting you an audio interface.
So unfortunately,
As my dues for the podcast.
This actually, I really misjudged this. This last topic is 100% written for Kat.
Well, okay, we've sung the song. We'll wait for her to come back.
No. Do your intro. Yeah, do your intro. Go on.
No, but
She's not going to hear it though.
She needs to hear it.
Well, which topic is it? Which topic is it?
It's the New Yorker one. Being she's the only.
Oh yeah,
New Yorker,
no, she's got to be here for this one.
She has to be here for it. So, Pete, let's back up. And Hassan Reddick's playing for the first time in a little while, and he's playing pretty good. His contract was a little weird.
What?
He had to sign. He had to sign a new agent.
What team?
He had to sign a new agent. Hassan Reddick was on.
Oh yeah, I see him right now on the Jets.
Contract
Yeah.
negotiations literally till week 9.
Damn,
he was fine.
This far into the season,
he got traded without his consent. Really,
wow.
He got traded without consent, and he refused to play.
Well, he just held Houston. I mean, this is a field goal of death.
Why are they kicking this?
Because they hope they can onside it and then do a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, regardless, it's 2 possessions.
Mm-hmm. It is, but
all right, Kat, we made a mistake.
We
tried to go on, but the last topic is 100% for you, so you got to listen to it.
Wait, hold on. Let me get my other headphone because I feel like I just got disconnected.
No.
What the hell's going on?
We can hear you fine.
I hear you.
So
we definitely did not hear you, P.
It's on speaker, so y'all just whatever.
All right.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. So, because Kat's here, we're gonna ask.
Move the camera up a little bit because it's chopping off the top.
Oh yeah.
A New York City question. So the essence of New York lies in its relentless energy. It's the city where dreams are built, and I love New York. From the early morning hustle to late night escapades, there's something magical about the constant pulse of activity. And it's not just about the landmarks, it's about the people who make the city what it is. Think about the diversity that New York offers. You can hear 10 different languages on a single subway ride and taste food from every corner of the globe without leaving the block. And let's not forget about the resilience. New Yorkers are known for their grit, their determination, bouncing back from
sit back for this topic.
Like 9/11 as the biggest examples. This resilience creates a sense of community and camaraderie that's palpable. So whether you're in a tiny coffee shop in Brooklyn or at a bustling street fair in Queens. So mostly for Kat, what do you love about being a New Yorker? And for Mark and Pete, after Kat's done with what I assume is going to be great. Same question about your cities or anything else that makes you passionate.
I love. Let me see if my headphone will connect real quick. All right. So I literally love everything about being a New Yorker. Not for nothing. When it comes to the food, y'all got me. Anyway, when it comes to the food, the people, the tourists, even the tourists. When it comes to just sharing culture, because the thing about New York is that we don't gatekeep certain cultures and you can't do this and you can't do that cancel culture and all that bullshit. In New York, everybody's welcome to every little bit of culture that we have. And that's what I love about New York is that we're like a melting pot. Like we've got Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, we've got, people from, Japan, and it's just kind of one of those things that like everybody comes around and we learn each other. And that's what I love about New York is that we could just learn each other. Yeah, we kind of are shaped as the rude people, and it's not that case.
It comes from the hustle, man.
It's really not like, okay, yes, get in our fucking way while we're trying to whoop. Yeah, we got a problem. Like, get the fuck on, move. But when it comes to certain like just normal things that should be a practice in everywhere, politeness and shit like that. It may seem a little rough, but we are very polite people, and we're very accepting of everyone.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
Shut the fuck up. I think the most New York thing, okay? The most New York thing. And Kat can agree with me.
And not for nothing, I'm only like partially because I'm from Puerto Rico. And so like out there, especially, I'm just bringing the friendliness from the island over here, which is a lot of people from the Bronx and shit like that. We bring our island shit. There's a half a thing. We tend to bring that like friendliness. We feed everybody. We try to have everybody in our house so that they're not on the streets and stuff like that. Like that's the thing that I love about New York. If you're not from New York, like at least the city, because New York City is all 5 boroughs. So if you're not from the city, you're not going to understand the culture. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. None of us do that. That's a whole other like.
Do we count
Staten
Island?
Might as well be another state. That shit might as well be another state because to take a ferry over there, y'all wallin'. Like
a little bit of.
Absolutely not. But we're very like multicultural, and we fuck with everybody from different cultures, and we're willing to learn. And that's why a lot of the time when people think of New York, we're gonna go to the state, we're gonna go to New York. When we go to America, we're gonna go to New York, and we're gonna go from there. Because that is pretty much a melting pot. Everybody just takes everything from every culture and we'll figure it the fuck out in New York City. Yeah.
But like a lot of people end up staying there, which is really interesting too, and starting families and intermingling. And
well, even now, right? You look at the boroughs and the neighborhoods in the boroughs, and like how like Astoria is very Greek, right? Incredibly Greek in Astoria, Queens. And
Astoria, yeah,
incredibly Greek. But just like there are neighborhoods in New York City that have always been the way they are. They will always stay the way they are. I think that the best part, I think, about New York City.
I have an argument against that.
But what is your argument against the fact?
My argument against, like, just take a look at the gentrification that's going on, especially in Manhattan. Like Harlem. Like, look at what's going on in Harlem. Harlem used to be a certain neighborhood, and it's getting gentrified now.
Is it really? Oh, wow.
See?
Yeah, Harlem. Yeah, it's happening. The same thing that's happening.
So don't
like,
tell
Harlem
me that New York City doesn't change.
No,
look at all what's going on in Brooklyn too. You got all the hipsters that moved into Brooklyn.
So fuck off though, because gentrification is not a New York thing. Gentrification is a United States thing.
You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. It's not a New York thing, but it's going on in New York. So don't give me that fucking bullshit that New York doesn't change.
Queens has been eaten up. Queens was probably one of the first places that got eaten up by the gentrification.
Absolutely.
Queens was the first fucking place.
Do you remember what the area around Barclay looked like before it was built? Because it was not very good.
No, yeah, it was not as nice as it is now. That's for sure.
One thing
Queens is the building blocks, and then like from where I grew up right now, nobody wants none of that. Like in my English.
It's okay.
In my how you say it in English? Like
in Spanish.
In my block and my neighborhood in the Bronx, they're not very welcoming to the new buildings and all this other shit.
That's good.
Because it takes away, it kind of has been taking away from like our culture and the way that we do
the whole character behind the Bronx, right, is kind of being taken away with this.
Yes,
I mean,
Puerto Ricans and
it just keeps it's moving up. It's moving further and further up. The Bronx is the next thing to for lack of a better phrase is to go with the whole Queens, like
Brooklyn. Now they're trying to get the Bronx.
It just keeps moving higher and higher.
Yeah.
All right, so we're out of time. And to be inclusive for the non-New Yorkers, Pete.
I'm sorry.
Pete, what are you passionate about, my friend?
By the way, Pete is a New Yorker. He's from Buffalo.
Yeah, that's in New York City.
Don't do that.
It is a New York City. It is not the New York City.
Don't do that. Y'all gonna make me slap all of y'all.
Are you passionate about Western New York then? I have a question.
Yes.
Y'all don't play with me like Buffalo, some type of... Stop playing with me.
What?
is an argument that Pete loves, because when we talk about New York sports, we're always talking about New York City, and then all the Buffalo people is like, well, the Giants and the Jets don't even play in New York because they play in Jersey.
Depends if you say city or just New York in general.
When you're saying New York sports, what do you think of? You think of Yankees, Giants, Knicks.
You do.
You don't think of the
Liberty.
Bills.
Cat scored 44
Liberty.
Points. Cat scored 44 points yesterday, Mark.
I don't think about the Bills.
Yeah, good for the Knicks.
Yeah.
They still didn't beat the Celtics.
He's a real team.
They're still comparing the Garrett Wilson catch to Odell Beckham Jr.'s, by the way.
Because in football, I've been a fucking Jets fan my whole life.
Hey,
so I'm not nobody to knock nobody. But
Cat,
at the same time, I knock you
technically
because you're not New York City.
Technically, the Jets stadium and their headquarters is in New Jersey, though.
Hey, Kat, I just want to let you know the Jets just beat the Houston Texans.
They did. It was a big upset.
They did. All right. I want to bring this back to John's question, though. So I was very offended when I first saw this question because while I love my city, I actually really love New York City as well. Because
I do too.
Listen,
by the way,
Boston
I
and
do
New
too.
York, Boston and New York are two different species.
Of course,
okay?
yeah.
Well, Boston's got its own charm.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, same with Buffalo and New York City. They're very different places.
And to be honest, a lot of racism as well. New York City has a bunch of other listen, just the whole energy behind New York City. I love seeing a Broadway show. You can't get anything better than seeing a Broadway show. I think I've seen. So Wicked is, by the way, my all-time favorite musical.
Is it really good? I haven't seen it on Broadway.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but the movie's coming out.
The show was supposed to be great on Broadway. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've seen Wicked, I think 4 times. I've seen the first time I saw it was in New York, and then I saw it in Boston. It was the off Broadway or the traveling.
I haven't seen it,
and it wasn't as good. It just wasn't as good.
Was it the same cast?
And then I saw it again,
no?
and then I saw it. No, it was a totally different cast. It's just the whole stage production too. So I saw it again in Broadway. Loved it again. Best show I've ever seen. I love Wicked. Seeing an off Broadway like the touring groups and whatever like that. While it's okay, just not as good as Broadway. It's not as good.
Hey, Mark, you remember
the only thing that I would say is probably just as good as Broadway is London. The theater district in London is just as amazing.
I will say Toronto is.
Now, for nothing when it comes to that, I thought that the Harry Potter, the Cursed Child, I feel like I need to travel to UK because I feel like they're about to do Broadway times 10.
So the London theater district it's totally different than Broadway, but it's just as good, I think.
Okay.
So
Toronto is a good place too for live.
We're out of time.
Yeah, that's good for you, Pete.
Hey, you know,
Cynthia Erivo.
We're having fun. Boo, fuera.
Cynthia Erivo, who is playing Elphaba in the movie that is coming out next month with Ariana Grande, has a complete chip on her shoulder and is ready to fucking rock everyone's world. She's going to be a big
She's gonna kill it.
Well, I can't wait to see the movie.
She looks like she definitely
yeah.
rocks as Elphaba in the trailers.
Sure.
Idina Menzel, though, she just defined that role, and it's gonna I really hope that they don't do the comparisons because I think lot like we compare Jokers. It's kind of two different things.
Yeah, you can't compare apples and oranges.
It's like a different like in comic book because it's like a different little universe.
Well,
even
with the Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson Jokers, you can't compare them. Completely different. Both amazing.
Different universes, pretty much. Like Spidey verses.
Right.
It's different universes. Different comics, different
We don't talk about the Jared Leto Joker, though, right?
No.
We don't talk about the Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah, that one was just objectively bad.
We don't talk. Nobody talks.
You have apples, oranges, and then the rotted fruit. That's
poop.
Yeah.
Or
just literal poop.
And then lemons.
So go ahead, Pete.
I was going to say one quick thing to end with New York City, which I thought was cool and I wanted to share, though, was I remember watching a thing where they showed the entire migration of the human species, right? From starting in Africa and all the different ways they branched out. Do you know where they got all the DNA traces of evidence from that? From one neighborhood in New York City.
Ellis Island.
Get the fuck out of
here. They
here.
took DNA samples from one. I mean, granted, it was during this big multicultural event. I forget if it was Brooklyn or Queens though, but it was like some neighborhood that does this big multicultural event, this big kind of like a supersized farmers market or festival kind of thing. But while they were there, this group was just like, hey, we're taking DNA samples for a study, and they were able to trace back almost every single branch of human migration all the way back to 100,000 years ago. It's fucking cool.
That's so cool, Pete.
So I just thought I'd share that little tidbit.
That's a great thing to end it on, Mark. Finish this
All
up.
right, so
We're over time.
yeah, so that has been our topics. Kat, can you remind us a little bit of where we can find you again?
Well, you can literally find me on any app. KAIYROD, K-Rod. I'm on anything. So it goes for X, YouTube. It doesn't matter. X, YouTube, Instagram, everything. I'm just K-Rod everywhere.
All right.
We will be back next week with our friend Paul Arante. In the meantime, you can catch up on our old episodes on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/@IfTheseBallsPod. And don't forget to subscribe to us by tickling that little bell. We'd like to thank our guests for joining us this week. Thank you, Kat.
Thanks, Kat.
Thanks, Kat.
I'll be back.
You can also follow or like us on our socials at IfTheseBallsPod on X, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and TikTok. Our website is www.iftheseballscoulddtalkpod.com. This is Mark Pesci, and for my partner John Campani and producer Pete Steffen, that's what we feel they would say if these balls could talk. Good night, everyone.
Hi.